God.
3, 2.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat each and every day. It's another special edition of the Sportsocracy March Madness style.
How about McNeese? Did you listen to me on that one? Because you should have.
No, I did not listen to you
should
on
have.
that one.
I can't make you do it. I can lead the horse to water, but I cannot make it drink.
Well, they almost messed it up.
They tried.
I'd
already cashed the check in my head.
They
and
tried
I
to
found
give it
out
away.
that game wound up really close, and I got super angry at Will Wade.
Yes, they did. It was not a good day yesterday for the ACC in the NCAA tournament. We have the second day of full action of the round of 64 live at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville. We are on the scene once again. Are you ready for round 2 with the Bear Balls?
Yeah, I'm ready for anything. Anything that comes out of that kitchen, I will happily put it in my face. I ate Bears 3 times yesterday, and I'm perfectly happy to do it 2 more times today.
Yep. I did. I picked up food for dinner last night. Picked up some brisket, some pulled pork, mac and cheese, broccoli salad.
I actually almost told you that you really need to do that because it's out of this
broccoli
world.
salad with it's the cranberries that they put in the broccoli salad that just really set that thing. I mean, all of the food is phenomenal here at Bears. They've got all of your adult beverages on tap as well. So we're going to be hanging out here for the next 3 hours on the radio. Lord knows how long we'll stay after. Because, well, it's not a school night tonight. So
and I had to go out on a school night last night to represent the show at Guitar Jam, so I'm a little worse for the wear.
Right. So yesterday, how'd your bracket go?
I went 12-4 yesterday.
Nice.
I lost 0 Sweet 16 teams.
Nice.
That's solid. UC San Diego. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Why did you only play the last 8 minutes of that game? What's up?
Well, that's good. I went 13-3 in my picks. I didn't have Drake beating Missouri.
I actually did. I had Drake.
I of course had Clemson beating McNeese, which
I lost chalky, stupid games. I lost Louisville because I thought Louisville was underseeded and I undervalued Creighton, which
Yes.
Every year I either value Creighton too much or not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never just right.
Creighton and Gonzaga. Those are the 2 teams that I do that with constantly.
Well, I hope you don't have Gonzaga going any further than they did yesterday, because they won't.
No, I did have faith that they were going to beat Georgia, but
you should have, because they didn't just beat Georgia; they beat Georgia to death.
I do not believe they're going to make
the
it
SEC had a less than awesome day. The greatest conference ever.
Yeah.
By a lot of you. Aren't you happy you have John Calipari?
But how many of them? I'm gonna have to hold this thing because I'm tired of bending over and I don't think the camera's liking it when I put my head down to talk into the microphone.
I would know. I'm not looking directly at it.
Who lost from the SEC yesterday?
Oh, let's see. So they lost. The SEC lost a handful of teams yesterday.
Because
Missouri.
Yeah, well, yeah. Missouri and Georgia.
Missouri won. Arkansas, Missouri lost. Arkansas won. Tennessee won.
Yep.
Maybe they didn't lose as many as I thought they did.
No, it was just 2.
Not 2 good ones either.
Because Texas A&M beat Yale. Alabama plays today. Auburn plays today. Auburn won yesterday. Beat the snot out of Alabama State, as we all knew they would. So, I mean, you get 14 teams into the tournament. You can suffer a couple of losses. It's going to be fine.
Well, they had lost Texas too. That was where my brain had gone. Is that when Missouri lost, they were 0-2. And then it just stuck in my brain that way. Kind of the same way that a child, once I meet a child, if they're 3 years old, they're 3 years old until they go to college. They don't age in my brain.
Okay. That's an interesting take. Full slate of games today. And we will be here for the early games here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is glad to have a new partner on the program.
And a great partner.
And, they're a great partner.
This has been the most seamless transition of a partnership ever because the people here are fantastic.
The people are great. The food is great. The fact that they were able to help out so much during the flood.
I didn't realize how much.
It's insane. So World Central Kitchens has been set up on this property since like day 3 or day 2 after the storm. I think it was. I've been going through that audio, that archive audio from the storm. I think it was Sunday of the storm that we were sitting in there talking about. Well, World Central Kitchens is here. They're coming into town, and that was the beginning of it on like September 30th or something.
I did laugh yesterday. We were at Guitar Jam, which is a great event.
Right.
I think it was Nick Mack and the Noise. Mm-hmm. So he comes up and he thanks everybody at iHeart, every single, but like I think down to the janitor, except me. And I was standing in a crowd, and they were like, just kept waiting for. Was he going to say Jeremy's? Because he started, you got full name.
Okay.
You were Tank Spencer. Everybody else just got first name.
Yes.
And they were like, and they kept leaning into me. I'm like, I don't care. I love Nick. I don't care if he says my name. I don't need. And they were all like, he didn't say, I don't care.
Yeah.
I love him, and I love that song.
It was a great song. Only Hope is the name of the song that he wrote for us about our efforts keeping everybody connected and keeping everybody informed during the hurricane. I've never had a song written about me before.
I think I've had a couple, but I can't talk about them on this show.
But they weren't good.
No, they were country songs, and they were forward. Lost my truck, my trailer, and my dog.
Yeah, it's an absolute honor. I hate that I missed it. I haven't seen the song performed live.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, and Amanda. I was talking to Amanda Fox this morning. Thanks to everybody at Kiss Country, 99.9 Kiss Country, who pulled that thing off, organized it, pulled it all together. Our sales staff, our promotion staff for putting it all together. Of course, Bear's doing the food in the VIP room.
Everybody had a huge hand in it except me. I showed up, ate, drank beer, and went home. Yeah. That was good. That was my role.
But I was talking to Amanda this morning, how did it go and all that. She was like, as soon as he started singing that song, I started to crack. I started to break. And I was like, well, I don't normally break when the song starts, but it's when she starts singing.
Oh, yeah. And I'll go ahead and tell you, she's better live.
Oh.
She's better live even than she is on the recording. Yeah. And the recording's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's also gorgeous.
Really?
I did not. I didn't know what she looked like.
Yeah, I've never met her.
And she got up on stage, and I went, now, and it all kind of pieced together in my head. And I went, you are super talented. Just both of you, you're going to do big things in music. I was like, I'm not a buyer. I'm a sports guy, but you two are going to do just fine in this business.
When Mark and I were up in Washington, D.C., Mark Starling and I were up in D.C. for the National Association of Broadcasters State Legislative Conference, or State Leadership Conference, excuse me. They played the song and like a video montage up on the big screen. And we had so many people come to us after that of how can we get a copy of that song? I want to play that song in my market. It's weird to be a part of something,
for sure.
Something like that, and I'm so happy for them, so happy for Nick and them that they're getting the recognition that they deserve. They're actually going to be heading up to Washington D.C. to play at an NAB summer conference or something, or concert or something that they're doing in June. So a lot of good exposure for them out of that. So I'm again just honored about it. Glad that everything has gone the way it's gone.
And I forgot to tell you, apparently you and I are going to Chicago. I learned that last night.
Are we really?
Yeah, there's a convention in Chicago for sports media that we got invited to last night.
Really?
And I'm going to go, and I'm going to need you off that wheelie scooter because I'm not carrying you through Chicago.
No, I will not be traveling to another metropolitan city doing the scooter thing again. That Washington, D.C. trip was hell. on wheels. Literally. Literally, it was hell on wheels.
Oh, I want to get a sticker for the Scoot that just says hell on wheels.
Well, you better get it soon because hopefully I'm going to be off that damn thing on Monday.
For sure.
Monday after the morning show. So by the time we get on the afternoon show, this here program on ESPN Asheville, hopefully I will be stitch free. And I will at least be able to put my foot on the ground.
And we only get preempted by the Braves one time before the draft.
We do.
I just got the schedule, and I was
April
shocked.
16th,
Usually spring is, hey, we
Jeremy's
do
sounds like
4
he's in
days a
can.
week.
Crank him up or something.
Not this week.
Yeah.
Or not this year. Excuse me.
I think April 16th was the day.
That was the one.
It's a Thursday that we will be all preempted by Atlanta Braves baseball. But other than that, we don't get touched by the Atlanta Braves early schedule here. Opening day is next Thursday, March the 27th. We will have I believe it is a 4 o'clock start time on ESPN Asheville. And we will have Braves baseball for you all season long on 92.9, 880, and 1400. So yesterday, the bracket games, if you picked a lot of upsets, I mean, I feel like I tried to tell you. When Chris Womack was in on Tuesday with us, I expressed my concerns for the lack of upsets that we were going to see. There were so many popular picks that just didn't happen. UC San Diego got
a direct
close.
shot at me?
High Point, they tried hard. Wofford, who was Yale was another popular upset pick, and that one didn't happen. It's just all going very chalky.
Well, I mean, it's going to go chalk. That's the way this tournament was destined to go, because you have so many teams that in an average year wouldn't make the tournament.
True.
Look, this Carolina team in an average year wouldn't make the tournament. That was the argument I kept making with people, is you're treating this like it's a usual year where we have, the conference champions, and then we've got 40 other deserving teams. We have about 22. So you get into these 6-11 matchups, that's where you could see a, quote, upset, but it's not really an upset.
Yeah.
Drake beating Missouri was not really an upset. McNeese beating Clemson, not really an upset. I get Clemson's an ACC team. McNeese was really good.
I was going to say, were they even close in like the metrics and like the Ken Palm rankings and that such? Because, that's really the only way that I can tell. The only way that I can tell if, a Power 5 team is, or if a mid-major team is close to the Power 5 team is if, the analytics say so. Because I'm always going to be in the camp of, I appreciate you showing up, little guy, but this is not going to go your way.
You have to look at a mid-major for what a mid-major is. If they're just beating up on little guys, okay, you don't necessarily have to put a lot of stock in that.
Right, it's that whole Boise State thing.
So Eddie Fox asked me that this morning, because I guess on the morning show he said something about what witch would have had McNeese beating Clemson, and Amanda went, the bearded idiot next door. He had it and was very dogmatic about it, too.
Very adamant.
If you watch McNeese, that's a very well-oiled machine team. It's not sloppy basketball that just beats teams that are inferior talent-wise. They're really sharp. Omaha was really sharp and big. And St. John struggled with them for a bit. And then they didn't, because they went, we do this thing. We play defense unlike anybody you will ever see.
And I can't wait to see Coach Cal. I can't wait to see Coach Cal and Rick Pitino in the next round.
Oh, that will be the most fun game of the second round, I think.
Yeah. Rick Pitino.
You talk about styles make fights. Arkansas is maybe the most disjointed thing I've ever seen in my life, but my God, they're talented.
They're super athletic. They like to run. And last night after the game, Rick Pitino in his post-game press conference was like, if that's an 8th or 9th place team in the SEC, I am so glad we don't play in the SEC.
For sure.
Because that is a different brand of basketball. Obviously, he's going to have something up his sleeve for Coach Cal and the Razorbacks.
I think
I'm all here for it.
It will be fun stylistically. I'll still take St. John's, but I do think it will be fun.
Looking for Coach Cal to make another one of those Cinderella runs in the NCAA tournament, because I believe that's where we're at now. I believe where we're at in college basketball is your Cinderella is no longer Loyola Chicago. Your Cinderella is no longer Norfolk State or George
Well, no, because
Mason.
they've been rated.
Your Cinderellas now are going to be like the mid-tier Power 5 schools.
The Arkansas,
the Arkansas, the Missouris, you're going to have teams like that are maybe they've got a puncher's chance now. I just feel like NIL has changed the game so much that when you can accrue that much talent, every now and then you'll have a good senior-laden, fundamental basketball team that's, average age 25 years old with all the transfers and stuff. But how many times is talent just going to outweigh you? How many times are you just going to show up on the floor and, okay, you may be more seasoned, you may be more polished than we are, but when I have 5 freshmen that are 4- and 5-star guys that are making big NIL money and are going to the NBA, you get a solid coach behind that, like a Coach Cal. I think that's your new Cinderella.
Well, I mean, just look how good. I mean, I hate to keep going back to this team, but look how good St. John's is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what changed? All of the players, but they're still not high-end 5-star guys. What changed is that you have a coach that could bring in, I think he brought in 13 transfers.
Yep.
That fit his system. He knows his system wins, and it works.
Yep.
And that's why St. John's is here.
Yep.
I got distracted a minute ago because they were having a conversation in the YouTube chat about how big my watch is. Like, how many millimeters is that watch? So I'm going to give you a point of comparison if you're watching on YouTube. It's bigger than the head of my microphone. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
I like big watches.
Right. They are quite ridiculous at times.
I got one coming that's bigger.
Wow.
It's the biggest one Invicta makes.
Okay.
It's going to look like Flavor Flav's necklace on my wrist, and I'm here for it.
You got to get a spinner watch next. You remember when
would
John
do that.
Cena had the
spinner
WWE
belt?
title? Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to do anything John Cena would do.
You need to get one of them little
His
spinner
hair
watches.
that's enough for me to not want to do anything John Cena does.
Yeah. Shave it, bro.
Oh, yeah. The plugs, you're fooling 0 people.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We are live on location at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville, 135 Cox Avenue. Come on down and join us for the afternoon action. We will be right back.
This is the story of one.
Is Jeremy's mic off? It sounds like he's being picked up by your mic. Either that or his is low or his gain is down.
Combined with their world-class supply chain to consistently cover inside and out, he can focus on keeping clean to help the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
United States.
No, you're not. He's not. He's not coming through. He's like, Tank, your mic is picking Jeremy up. That's the only way he's coming through. That's why I was trying to text you, but I know you probably didn't look at your phone. Yeah, no, he's coming through your mic. He sounds like he's in a can.
Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the
Nope.
We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again, because we are at
Nope, still nothing.
For new.
I mean, I can hear him, but I can hear him through he's picking up through your mic.
Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
In the Sportsocracy, we like to make jokes, and we make jokes about doing ball things. Well, nobody does balls quite like Bear Smokehouse Barbecue. Bear balls, mac and cheese, pulled pork, and cornbread, fried and topped with a cheese sauce and bacon. You can see why they like to talk about their balls so much. And if you like ball things, it's also a great spot to catch the next game. Bear Smokehouse.
Nope. Nope.
Sportsocracy. Grab you some balls today and join us for the grand reopening March 29th.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate,
Nope.
call the agents at by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store.
Nope.
Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with
I got nothing.
homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-76343
You
or clarissasellswnc.
want me to put some more commercials in?
Month's Parks Community Heroes. Corey and Kristen Short and the entire
Buy me
team at
another minute.
Silverados.
So, right, you see that line right there?
Black Mountain
That's
into a
my mic.
donation and distribution
Coming through
zone
clear
in the
and
wake
hot.
of Hurricane
Why is it
Helene.
not in
Corey and his team founded Valley Strong Disaster Relief, dedicated to providing essential support to our neighbors in need. Nominate
Don't
your
know the
Parks
answer to
Community
that.
Hero at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksforhendersonville.com.
No.
When you're high, you feel different. You think
Just picking up
different,
the
you
level.
talk different,
And I
you
can
draw
open it
different,
up.
you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way.
Those watching us on YouTube.
That's why
are
driving
getting a
high
phone
is
tutorial on how to
illegal.
set
Yeah,
up
he
your
literally
microphone.
sounds like he's coming out of your mic tank.
Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope.
Oh,
Reach out
that's
to
'cause you
someone,
muted it.
connect with your friends, stay in
It's better now.
community, and
That's
know
me.
At least the return feed is better
It's
now.
feeding through that computer
Broadcasters
into
got
that computer, and it can hear me perfectly.
Finished
So
by the
I have
National-
no clue.
It's better now. The return feed is. I don't know what y'all did, but it's better than it was at least. It's not great, but it's better than it was. No, I guess he was just closer to you. Yeah, because then it backed off. But okay, you want me to extend? You got 15 here.
To this time,
All right, heard.
when millions
Yeah, no, he's still in a can, but it's a little better than it was.
add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
The Sportsocracy. We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair!
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
3, 2.
92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, too. That's an important.
We've had a lot of people do that. For sure.
Shenanigans that go on here every weekday afternoon from 12 to 3, and all the shenanigans that happen when we get to go on the road as well with our lovely sponsors. Ingalls Living the Dream Tour, Parks for Hendersonville, mobile studio. It's very hard to get into with only one foot. I can tell you that much. It's kind of difficult to jump up on the back.
You muted your mic. It's that red button. That has to be green, or they
That
cannot
red
hear
button?
you.
Is that button that? Is that the
Yeah.
one?
If
Okay.
that button's red,
Good deal.
all right, it's just like a traffic light. Green.
Well, they shouldn't
means
put it
go.
on the bottom of the microphone. Where
They
I
do
can't
that
see
so
it.
you don't hit it.
Well, that doesn't work when I have to hold it.
Well, be taller.
Nope, that'd be more of a problem if I was taller.
Well, that's
I
why
should
you're
be
that's
shorter.
why you're using it, and I'm not.
Apologize
for
about
those
that.
of you on radio, we have absolutely no idea why you're hearing me in the background. This is one of those like radio witches where I'm pretty good at this. It's feeding into a computer, through a computer, and the computer hears
It's all
me.
fine. It's all fine. You can come back. Yeah, I mean, if you're having trouble, hearing, then maybe you should come by. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown Asheville, 135 Cox Avenue. We are live and on location, ready for the games to get underway here. I mean, have we had the tip off yet?
Oh, shots fired from Great North Sports. Our buddy David Smith, who that mic is actually in our setup as David Mike.
Yes, it is.
He said I used it for a week, never had a problem. Tank. So
did you hold it too? Did you
no.
have to hold it to your face because it's in an impossible situation?
I think he propped it up.
Well, see, there you go. I got nothing to prop it on. So shut your face, Mike or David.
No, that's
David
Mike. You're talking into the mic.
I am.
He is David.
I want him to shut up too. Mike, shut up, Mike. No longer. David is now Mike. Mike from Canada.
Mike
Thank you
did
for
shut
weighing
up
in
when
on
you
the
muted
program,
it.
Mike from Canada.
The mic did shut up when you muted it.
Baylor and Mississippi State are underway. 15:51 to go in the first half, and Baylor, the 9 seed, up by 3, 10-7 on the 8 seed Mississippi State. Brackets went well yesterday for Jeremy and I. I missed 3 games. He missed 4 games. Hopefully your bracket is still intact. Unfortunately, missing 3 games and you missing 4 games means we don't have perfect brackets. And that means I'm not going to Mars. And I'm still ticked off about that.
Oh, was that real?
That is real. If you put in a perfect bracket on X, Elon Musk is going to give you a ticket to Mars.
Real life Batman. I'm telling you, he's real life Bruce
He's
Wayne.
just making dreams come true. And see, I thought it was going to be like a loophole. Like at the end of it, you were going to find out that like there was an asterisk next to it, and it was we're actually giving you a ticket to go see 30 Seconds from Mars. Like that. You can go see Jared Leto if you have a perfect bracket.
I'll pass on both.
On what?
Either way, I'm going to be seeing aliens.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Because those emo bands, yeah, we are not the same. We do not. We do not do life the same way.
Not your thing.
Your pants are too tight and your eyeliner's thicker than my wife's. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's something you said. Were you shocked by anything yesterday in the NCAA tournament?
I was surprised that Michigan was able to beat UC San Diego. They imposed their will for about 32 minutes, and then UCSD figured out, hey, we should stop going at those 2 big gigantic guys down low. And it went well. They just ran out of time.
Right. I believe we've seen the culmination of Hunter Dickinson's 15-year career, so T's and P's to him.
He is officially retiring from college basketball, and 2 years from now he'll be retiring from Geico with a gold watch that probably will not be as big as mine.
Oh, come on. He's going to be the 4-time All-Star of the G League.
He will be the Cody Zeller replacement for whatever team Cody Zeller currently plays for.
Yes. He's still playing.
And his hairline is receding. Somehow his hairline receded all the way to the back and is still receding more.
I will tell you, his brother is not doing a bad job on the Tar Heels play-by-play, doing some color commentary with our good friend Jones Angel, voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels. We were going to try to hook up with Jones earlier in the week, but as you can imagine, tournament travel gets a little crazy. So with them playing in the first 4 and all that, we were not able to hook up with Jones, unfortunately, this week. But he does send his regards, and he apologizes for
when
not being
Carolina
able to join
beats
us.
Ole Miss later today. We'll hook up with him at the beginning of the week to talk about their trip to the Sweet 16.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, you're just chalking up that Iowa State's going to be
Iowa State's best player is DMP not on team anymore. So yeah, I don't love Iowa State. I don't know that Iowa State even wins today.
Oh, okay. Lipscomb.
If they were playing a team that wasn't like a breakfast cereal, I would feel a lot better about that. But whoever comes out of Ole Miss, Carolina, You rest assured, I'm going to like them against Iowa State quite a bit.
Right. It is ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy. We will have Tar Heel basketball on ESPN Asheville immediately following this program. Jones Angel, Dave Nathan, all the rest of the crew will have the call for you of Ole Miss and North Carolina tip-off set for 4:05 today. Again, pregame starts on ESPN Asheville right at 3 o'clock after we are done here. We are down at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville, 135 Cox Avenue. Come on by and see us. We will be right back.
This is Exergen Temp.
Yeah, Jeremy still sounds like he's in a can. I don't know if you guys can do anything about it at this point, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Gusty winds out of the north and northwest at times. Those winds will diminish tonight under a partly cloudy sky as the low drops down to 34. It'll be out and about this weekend, dry and warmer. Sunny tomorrow, the high of 67. Clear through Saturday night as the low drops to 34. To end the weekend on Sunday, it will be sunny with a high near 71. Rain will move in on Monday with a high reaching the low to mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by A. American Electric.
For over 40 years, A. American Electric has been family-owned and operated right here in WNC. With 3 generations and over 100 dedicated teammates, they are powered to serve our community. Homes and businesses can trust A. American Electric. Visit a-americanelectric.com.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help
Yeah.
her equipment.
Tank sounds clear as a bell over here, like clear as a absolute bell.
Grainger, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tackle your spring cleaning list with Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning Spring Sale. Mention ESPN Asheville and get 3 rooms for $129 plus a free hallway. Book online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
Have you found your new favorite feature on the iHeartRadio app yet?
I have this go-to playlist. Boom, made it a preset.
It's like the only app you need.
The #1 radio app. Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today.
I don't think it did anything.
About our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times what are the best.
Not that I can hear. Now, granted, I'm getting the preview out of this terrible monitor, but yeah, no, I don't think it did anything.
Calls for help that they heard on the radio. The Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen.
Literally sounds like he's sitting farther away and yours is picking his up. Your cardioid is picking his up is what it sounds like.
1013.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
At Ingalls, whether we're celebrating Friday night rival basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
3, 2.
ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We are on location live at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy. The official, I'm going to go ahead and say it, it's the official balls of the Sportsocracy.
For sure.
I like that better.
This is where we do ball things.
They do ball things like nobody else in the business. Found out yesterday, by the way, They've got the Moink Balls again. Moink Balls are back in business here at and it's all because you're welcome. I'd raised such a stink that they were like, you know what, we have to do something.
I told you, if you told people that, I was going to declare that you were lying.
It's all me. That's why, baby. The Moink Ball is a meatball wrapped in some of the most delicious bacon you will ever have. It's got like this bacon sugar stuff on it that is just so good. It's got some spice to it as well. And then, of course, you can put whatever choice of sauce you would like on your Moink Ball.
Ghost pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost pepper's always the right call.
Mm-hmm. When they came to me and said, we are Bears Smokehouse and we'd like to be partnered with you. And as you know, we're all about the balls. I said, yes. I love the Moink Ball. The Moink Ball is the greatest thing that's ever invented. And
that's not actually what he said, but he got in trouble for going maybe a little too far.
And they went, well, that's not on our menu right now. And I raised the stink, and they changed it. Not saying those two things had anything to do with each other, but I feel like maybe they did. No, full menu back at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue because we're getting things back to normal as possible here in town. And Bears is World Central Kitchens has been feeding hundreds. And when I say hundreds, I mean over 1,000 people per day, every day, out of Bears since the hurricane hit. And even right now, the need is still being fulfilled by World Central Kitchens from Bears, and it's still at like 1,200 people a day, or 1,200 meals a day, which baffles me. So when you think, how's the recovery going, we can see progress around here.
We're having like a whole iHeart reunion down here at that Bears Smokehouse.
We are. The whole crew is here, and we want to see you here as well. Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville. We will be right back.
Taxes was not knowing you.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Sure. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you.
Like, I can't hear. He sounds even farther away.
All that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director,
is this your double break right here, Tank?
Pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
Okay. Heard, brother.
Help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
now you look like a pro.
Are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. We look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville is back. Join us on the 29th at Bears on the South Slope for a lighthearted rage-releasing benefit party appropriately named To Hell with Helene. We'll exercise some demons together. A little act.
About the same. Like, it's all just bad.
Bull rides, there'll be live music, and, of course, great barbecue. Proceeds from the party will support Linked for Life, a mental health initiative. Say To Hell with Helene with us at Bears Smokehouse Grand Reopening, downtown, March 29th.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp.
Nothing.
Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Like Trent and Doug, whose first instinct was to fill their trucks with supplies and drive to the hardest hit areas in those first hours. Like Eric, who hosted the football team to support their neighbors and begin the cleanup efforts. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our purpose, to improve lives with every interaction. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Like Trent and Doug, whose first instinct was to fill their trucks with supplies and drive to the hardest hit areas in those first hours. Like Eric, who hosted the football team to support their neighbors and begin the cleanup efforts. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place? You know, that spot that only you know about? And instead of what you came for, you found something a little different. What if instead of your private stash, you found a simple phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information.
Yep.
Or go to SAMHS.
Still in a can.
There is help.
Any after?
All right, I got one more 30 spot. How many more do you need? Or do you want to come back?
How does he sound?
Same.
Not just a change.
Yep. Nope.
In general, when you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
All right, 3, 2.
Barbecue in downtown Asheville. It's 135 Cox Avenue. Just put that into the old Google map. Hit the directions. It's not hard to find. We're right down on Cox Avenue on the south slope.
With an A. That's really important.
Yes.
If you put that into your GPS the wrong way, I'm not responsible for. I mean, I have to give the information. Right. The people use it.
Yes.
How they want to.
Yes. COXE is the proper way to spell that. Thank you for
Well, there's a Cox Street, too. That's COX.
Is there a Cox Street? I don't even know where Cox Street is. Interesting.
I always remember I live about 6 minutes from here, so I've accidentally wound up right down here and lost as all get out more times than I could count.
Born and raised in Asheville, North Carolina, I thought I knew every street that exists in this town. But sometimes you find those little nooks and crannies that you ain't never been down that road before. It's hard to do in 42 years of living. We've got all of the TVs fired up here in the bar at Bears Smokehouse for today's action in the NCAA tournament. Baylor and Mississippi State in an 8-9 game. They've got 8 minutes to go in the first half. Baylor up 23-21 on the Bulldogs, and Alabama and Bob Moe just got going. Old Robert Morris trying to pull the upset as a 15 seed on the 2 seed Alabama Crimson Tide. They are just underway. 5-2 is the score there. Again, Tar Heels coming up here on ESPN Asheville at 3 o'clock immediately following this here program.
You want to hear something that's going to make your brain hurt?
Sure.
Now I'm too loud on YouTube.
Hot.
Let's go.
Let's do that.
I know people are not like, y'all are not sound engineers or anything like that.
Yes.
But right now we are having an issue that can only be described as of a witch, because none of it makes any sense. We're running 2 feeds that are going 2 places from the same box. I am loud on one and you can't hear me on the other. Figure that out.
Absolutely crazy.
It can only happen to us.
Yeah.
I told the whole iHeart team that just showed up to enjoy some lovely Bears barbecue with us, we are the technical difficulty show of iHeart Asheville.
There is zero doubt about that. All right. What's going on in the football?
If you can continue to ask me that, we're in dead period. Just
nothing.
Lord. Free agency has died. I mean, you'll get a random signing here and there, but
there we go.
Basically, at this point, if you're a free agent, it makes more sense to wait till after the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Give me somebody that's still unsigned, just off the top of your head.
Yep.
Any free agent, because I'm blanking right now on somebody that has not been signed.
Stephon Diggs.
So Stephon Diggs, that's actually a really good example. There are so many receivers in this draft. You need to find a team that needs a guy that can play right away that gets sniped on the receivers. So it's actually better, unless somebody's just desperate to have Stephon Diggs, which New England might be. It's better to just wait and see who doesn't get one in the draft.
Right.
And then somebody's desperate and maybe they do something stupid. In the YouTube chat, Bill Workman said Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a great example of that. He's also probably in a hole somewhere smoking crack with a gopher. So I don't
with
know.
A gopher.
I don't know if I can necessarily use him as the Dark Soul just said Tyler Conklin. Conklin's visiting with the Chargers today, actually. There's a possibility they sign him. What's more likely is the Chargers have the visit. They tell him, if we get sniped on Loveland and Tyler Warren in the draft, then we're going to come back to you as our one. He has no reason to sign anywhere else because he doesn't really have a number one job anywhere else. So that's where we're at in free agency.
Okay.
This is the point where agents really like calling media guys to go, hey, could you talk about my guy? Because his phone hasn't rang in 2 weeks.
Could y'all start pumping up? I was trying to think of a lower level wide receiver that was still out there.
Oh, I could Laquan Treadwell.
I don't know if I was going that lower level.
Oh, you want to go high? Tyler Boyd.
There you go.
I had to reset my brain the way we've had to reset this box a couple dozen times.
Yeah. It's it's always an adventure here in the Sportsocracy.
Hey, but you know what? We do more with less than any 2 fat people you'll ever see in Sports Talk Radio.
Indeed.
Because we have a sweet Frankenstein setup that I could figure out how much money we have in all of this, but I'd probably have to immediately go to the bar, and they do have liquor.
They do.
Yep.
They do.
Yep. If I do the math, you'll know, because I'll come back with something in a styrofoam cup.
They got all the things to wet your whistle down here at Bears.
Chad in our YouTube chat asked, does Russell Wilson really have any interest from teams? He does, but it's mainly as a bridge. I was already hearing that at the
all he's got.
combine.
That's all he's got left.
Even the teams that would look at him, they're not seeing him as a 2-year fix.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing him as, okay, you can start now.
Yes.
And the goal is to unseat you by week 6, week 7, week 8.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this half a dozen times. If it's not the Jets, I will almost promise you that the team that drafts Jackson Dart will also sign Russell Wilson. Because there's no other mentor quarterback. I mean, for as weird as he is, there's no other. You're not going to sit Jackson Dart behind Jameis Winston. That doesn't make a ton of sense. They're very different quarterbacks.
No, I would get that would be the other way around. That would be I want to start with Jackson, and then if I have to go to Jameis, I'm going to Jameis.
By the way, this is my daily reminder to tell you Jackson Dart is going higher in the 2025 NFL draft than you think he is.
Is he going 7 though? I've seen
I saw
that.
him go 2 in a mock the other day ahead of Shedeur Sanders. And I'm not going to lie to you, I read that and I went, I want to hate it. The problem is that I have Jackson Dart ahead of Shedeur Sanders too. So it's hard for me to hate it too much.
It's not, but then you ask yourself, but is that how it's going to happen?
That Jackson goes ahead of Shedeur?
Right.
It could.
There's the thought that should happen, but is it gonna?
It depends on how in love the Giants are with Shedeur. Look, that's the craziest part of this. I can't name you another team that loves Shedeur Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one. I don't know that one exists. And I mean, I've seen this before. I don't have a good example of it. Actually, I do. Tyson Alualu. When the Jacksonville Jaguars drafted him at 10, like a dozen years ago, they were drunk in love on him. Nobody else was taking him. Problem is Jacksonville didn't have a second-round pick. So they took him. They tried everything to trade down. Couldn't do it.
Yep.
I remember Earl Thomas went right behind him. And none of us could figure out, how did you get there? And then he wound up playing the league for 10 years, and I don't think I remember a play he ever made.
Vaguely. I think I remember one like big strip sack he had, probably because it was against like Tampa Bay or something. That's probably why I remembered the name.
His highlight reel in the NFL would be one chunk play and then thanks for watching screen pops up.
Yes. It would not take long.
Gone but never forgotten. Hashtag Tyson Alualu.
Will Workman says Dart at 9 to the New Orleans Saints. I mean, how would that make you feel as a Saints fan? I mean, do you get excited about that,
or
is
make
that
me happy in a way that only Bears balls can make me feel?
Really? Okay.
Do you actively have a quarterback right now? Yes or no?
No, you do not.
Is Jackson Dart a quarterback? Yes or no?
I mean, he is a quarterback
and a good one.
I don't know if he's that good.
Okay, so let me. I'll pair it this way: would you rather go Jackson Dart at 9 or take Jahad Campbell, who that has been getting louder and louder and louder, even with the torn labrum. By the way, for all of you that asked me that question, the torn labrum on Jahad Campbell means less than nothing, from what I'm told.
Okay. Not going to be.
I got to ask that question like 8 times, and I was so busy yesterday that I didn't get back to respond to people. That means less than nothing.
Right.
That's kind of like Tyler Shuck. Everybody talks about how his medical's a minefield. One of the first things I was told in Indianapolis, nothing he ever did was structural. It was 2 broken collarbones and a tib. I think it was a tib fib.
Okay.
That's not structural. That's not a ligament. That's not a joint. That's not something that I'm worried about atrophying over time. We don't really care. I mean, are his bones brittle? Maybe. We didn't. I think they did a bone density test on him, and I don't think anything came back odd.
Right. Just freak accidents.
Actually, now that I say that, I think he had one done to prove that he didn't have a bone problem. Also,
which you have to.
Also a great time to say, this is my daily reminder that Tyler Shuck is going to go higher in the 2025 NFL draft than most of you could ever wrap your brain around.
Which means what? Second round? Third round?
I don't see a way he gets to 75. I said I was on with the Commanders the other day, and I said he reminds me of Hendon Hooker. You're going to start seeing him in mock drafts in round 1 in this lying period because people are going to tell you how much they love him.
Right.
And then he's going to fall into the second round, and he's going to wind up being a backup for a team with an older quarterback.
Yeah. Well, see, I felt that was the Jackson Dart wave I've been seeing.
Oh, that ship's done sailed. Jackson Dart's going in the first round. He's going to the top 20. I'll bet you anything you want.
Okay. See, I was thinking that was the lying season narrative that we were hearing was Jackson Dart's getting pushed up, but nobody had really talked about him being that big of a prospect or that high of a prospect.
I did.
Well, I mean, you said at the beginning of the football season that Jackson Dart would go that high.
Weird. And nobody else said it. But I did.
You did.
Who wound up being right?
You did. But at the end of the season, no one had him in that spot. He might be a second round. He might be a third round. No one was giving him first round hype. So when I started seeing, okay, Jackson Dart is not only in the first round. I think Mel Kiper had him going to the Saints at 9 in his latest mock draft. And
by the way, you keep saying no one.
But where did that come from is my question.
It really kind of hurts my soul that you keep saying no one while you're talking to somebody that's done 14 mock drafts this year.
Sure.
I've never had Jackson Dart lower than 37.
Okay.
Never. Not one time.
Okay.
Because I knew.
37's not 9. 37's not 7.
No, that's been a surge. But you said nobody had him in the first round. I had him in the first round off and on all year long. Because I was looking at this class going, I know how this goes. All right, he's a second-round prospect. So is Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
He went 20. Mm-hmm. That was always, for me, somebody's going to fall in love with him because I'm not that far off the beaten path.
Right.
Even Jaden Daniels, I talked to 10 teams that said we had him 1. You were not that untoward. I was that untoward to the media because they fell in love with Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Dart's been one of those that football people have been telling me about for 2 years. That's not new. Tyler Shuck, same thing.
Right.
Do you remember – I guess it's been 3 years ago. I said there are 2 quarterbacks that I very much think will go number 1 in the draft. It was Tyler Shuck and Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
Then they both had medical and a transfer and different stuff, and now we're here. But that never really changed.
Right.
They were always good prospects.
Right. You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. We are live on the scene at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville. You can come on by, hang out with us. We got games on the tube for the NCAA tournament. They will have the beverages flowing as well, so come on down 135 Cox Avenue. We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your extra.
Did you just kill the block I just made?
I did.
ESPN Asheville.
Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't a poltergeist.
Gusty winds out of the north and northwest at times. Those winds will diminish tonight under a partly cloudy sky.
Well, I figured you would take it at 55, so I made one just in case.
Tomorrow, the high of 67. Clear through Saturday night as the low drops to 34. To end the weekend on Sunday, it will be sunny with a high near 71. Rain will move in on Monday with a high reaching the low to mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage.
I told him, I heard him. How much time does he want?
Limited time. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
At Tractor Supply, we know that a winning season out here takes practice, teamwork, and a can-do attitude. Thankfully, when it comes to teamwork, it's great to have a neighbor like Tractor Supply. No matter the season, our team members are here to help. Like you, they know that nothing beats the feeling of seeing all your hard work pay off. Whether you're caring for pets, chickens, or a few acres, we have everything you need to get the most out of life out here. Season after season, Tractor Supply. For life out here.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Dan Scott here.
How much extra time do you need?
Every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Heard. Put one more in there and then, yep.
Especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is
Did you put that Braves one in there?
Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
ESPN Asheville.
Oops, I deleted it. I thought it auto-populated. My bad.
iHeartRadio.
Sorry. I'm a dummy.
CJ Candler. Free never sounded so good. The Sportsocracy.
Fires me up.
Sorry.
Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back.
Resync was on, so I thought it just populated in there, and I freaked out and deleted it.
Actually, you just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
3, 2.
Not in the Ingalls studio as normally we would be. We are live on location at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue.
The food's much better in this studio setup. I keep telling them, if you keep feeding us like this, we won't leave.
No, that's definitely a risk that you run
for sure
when you feed us the way they do here at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue. The bear balls, of course, that is the big item on the menu. It is a phenomenal culinary achievement with the pulled pork, the mac and cheese, cornbread, mushed together, deep fried, and then covered in cheese sauce and bacon. They do balls better than anybody in town.
For sure.
And why wouldn't you want those in your mouth? It is the Sportsocracy, and we are here enjoying the first round of the NCAA tournament, or the round of 64 of the NCAA tournament. The fact that they even dare call this the second round irks me to no end.
Oh, my.
Our lovely assistant Megan has made an appearance here on the YouTube stream, bringing us all kinds of vittles here.
I mean, we can just call it good for like 20 minutes.
We're
back.
Colby, we're going to take a 20-minute break so that we can eat some lunch here. And no, I'm just kidding. Man, you've got the moink balls over there that looks like some brisket. What else you got? Mac and cheese, the baked beans.
Oh, yeah.
She set you up. I got a nice little grilled chicken salad because, I had all of the meats and the fried things yesterday, so I think, and I'm going to be here for a while after the show. I'm fully intending on, tying one on before I limp my way home.
Well, that's the good thing. That is the only glory of your little wheelie scooter there, is that you can't drive. So somebody physically has to pick you up. And
exactly.
I'm gonna lay this.
Can you get a DUI on a wheelie scooter?
Today, it won't be me. Do you know how long it took me to get back from your house yesterday? So I had to take Tank home after the show. His parents had left. Andy was still working. All right, I'll take him. We got to your house at 5:15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't get back to the orange peel until 10 after 6.
Yeah.
That's not a normal amount of time for a 9-mile drive.
In 5 o'clock traffic, it is. You got 30 minutes to get from South Asheville to Woodfin, and 30 minutes back to downtown Asheville. I
didn't go to Woodfin. I went straight to the orange peel.
Oh, you didn't go to pick her
home.
up? Oh, okay. I was thinking you went home and then got back. I was like, that's about normal. Oh, okay. Just the one trip. Took you a little while. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm on your side on that one. Yeah, that's not normal. If people in this in this town, I'm not just going to say this town. I'm going to say in this world knew how to drive, that would make the world of difference. However, they do not, unfortunately.
They say you're never supposed to eat on air.
Yeah, yes, that is one of the things they say.
Care.
Names
you
on the
put
door.
Something that delicious beside me, I'm gonna eat it.
He's gonna try it, one way or the other.
That was a one-bite moink ball right there. I just ate the whole thing in one bite.
Yeah. Will Workman says I'm going to be camping in this chair. Probably so. This is quite the comfortable seat.
Yeah,
and it's got the view of all of the televisions. So I've got Baylor and Mississippi State on this TV over here. I got somebody just flipped off that TV. We've got all the games on, or will in the next 20 seconds when I point that out to somebody that the TV just got turned off.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm planning on leaving the setup up just so no one really feels the urge to contest our chair here.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Just leave it set up.
Yeah.
We'll get
yeah, just, they're using that
It'll
space.
be fine. Oh, they're doing stuff. Wait, I thought you couldn't drink on air. They changed that rule at 2:58 today.
You can't. You're not supposed to. But there is no such rule for YouTube.
Yeah, correct.
Which is why we're able to get away with all our drunken shenanigans during the football season.
Oh yeah, our live stream of Ohio State Texas got a lot of funny response from Ohioans. I got called some ugly names.
I'm sure you did.
It's fine.
Today's action in the NCAA tournament, just to get you up to date on what's happening. We've got Baylor and Mississippi State, 9-seeded Baylor, up by 1, 33-32 on 8-seeded Mississippi State, 1:41 to go in the first half. And in that first half of the ball game, number 2 seed Alabama and 15th seeded Robert Morris, the Crimson Tide, with a 10-point lead with 7:39 to go before halftime, 28-18.
Yeah, that's going to get worse before it gets better.
No doubt about it. And if it doesn't, it's only because Alabama didn't want it to.
The real hammer time of today is going to be when we stop talking into these mics and we can just sit at that bar right there and consume beverages. Because Grand Canyon, Maryland, that's going to be a hoot and a half.
Dan Marley's not still at Grand Canyon, is he?
Dan Marley hasn't been at Grand Canyon in almost a decade.
No. That school ain't even that old.
Oh, yeah, it is. Bryce Drew's been there for 4 years.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Bryce Drew.
And there was another coach in between them.
Really?
It's been a minute. Dan Marley left, and that's when they got good. And I'm not saying those two things had anything to do with each other. I'm also not going to say they didn't have anything to do with each other.
I'm going to check the timeline on this. I guess. When did he stop being the head coach at Grand Canyon?
I'll say 2016.
2020.
Was it that long?
It was 2020. 2013 to 2020, he was the head coach at Grand Canyon.
Wow.
So it ain't been that long.
I guess the COVID times did feel like 4 years. So I guess that math does math.
It does. It is amazing how long ago that seems. But it was only just a short 5 years ago.
It's been a minute.
They played. They were doing one of the vignettes or something, I think, during the basketball coverage that had the flashback to when the world ended, to when sports stopped 5 years ago today. I think it was either during the tournament or it was during one of the conference tournaments that they were playing. I was thinking, God, that seems like it was a decade and a half ago.
For sure.
Bryce Drew took over with the 2020-2021 season.
That would make sense because I swear I thought there was a coach in between the two.
There was not. But Bryce Drew, now this is 4th year in the program, 3rd time they've been in the NCAA tournament.
A Homer's boy. That was his dad's name.
Dude, Homer?
Homer. He was the coach at Valparaiso.
See, I didn't remember that. I only remember Bryce from the shot that he hit in the NCAA tournament.
Valparaiso playing for his dad.
Yes. I didn't know his dad's name was Homer, though.
Homer.
Interesting. Scott's still at Baylor, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
it's a very Drew day.
We still got that going on. Scott Drew and his Baylor Bears up on Mississippi State just a few seconds here before the half. So we're still waiting on we're waiting on free agent news. One thing that we haven't talked about though, Jeremy, is since we've been back together here for this week, what happened with Kirk Cousins? Why did Atlanta? I mean, how did Atlanta screw this up again?
Well, I can only tell. I can't confirm this, but I believe that Terry Fontenot made a very large wager against himself about 3 years ago, and he's really dedicated to that thing.
Yeah, there is no way this guy's keeping his job for more than 4 years.
I think that might be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
I thought drafting Michael Penix last year was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
And it wouldn't have been had you not signed Kirk Cousins.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
If it had been he's replacing Taylor Heineken, okay, I'm fine with all of that.
Yeah. Then Kirk doesn't work out.
Nope.
And you switch over to Michael.
DMP old.
Awesome. So what do we do with Kirk? Something. You do something. You don't just keep paying him $40 million a year to sit on the bench, right?
All right. So I'm gonna draw an analogy because I love analogies.
Mm-hmm.
The best way I can explain this is that the Atlanta Falcons got married in Vegas to a girl they went to high school with. While they were in Vegas, they married an exotic dancer that they fell in love with.
Okay.
But they didn't want to get divorced. And now they don't want to lose all of their vittles in the divorce settlement.
Okay.
Because they want to get something, anything. Give us anything for Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
To make us feel better about we paid him almost $100 million to play 10 games. That, boys and girls, was an A1 since day one analogy.
And my question is, what are you waiting for? Because I can't honestly believe that nobody was interested.
Oh, I can.
Really?
Who was that? Name me that team.
New York Giants.
New York Giants are terrible, and they have the 3rd pick in the draft, and they can take a young kid. Kirk Cousins is not staving off you getting fired. Like, if I'm Brian Daboll and I'm out smoking lung darts in front of the combine, yes, I did see that. I witnessed it with my own 2 eyes. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I wasn't going to tell that story. Then I told a couple friends of mine in the league that I wasn't telling that story, and they went, why? You should tell that a lot, because that was funny. If I'm out there Ben Affleck style ripping lung darts, I'm looking at Kirk Cousins going, LMNO fired. Because there's no path that goes well enough that I don't got in a year. None. Because Kirk's not that good.
Yeah.
All right, so he was bad with the Falcons last year. Name me the position where the New York Giants are better than the Atlanta Falcons. And before you say receiver to me, understand it's Malik Neighbors, 5 guys for the Falcons, and then maybe Kadarius Hodge. That's where we're at.
Yeah. I get you.
Defensively. Oh, we're a little better with pass rush. Yep, and your secondary has me in it. So, nope, can't go that way either. Shedeur Sanders is your only path to keeping your job. That's why I've been so dogmatic that that's where they're going. I also find it funny that the industry has now seen it my way.
What's that?
Yeah, you're not stealing my work. Sure you're not. One guy had Shedeur Sanders at 3 for, I don't know, 3 months. Then all of a sudden the rest of you do. But no, we figured that out of our own volition. We didn't hear you screaming it from the mountaintops in Indianapolis.
They're all just catching up to you, man. It's
it makes me so angry.
Everybody's chasing down the flow.
It makes me so angry. It's fine. I'm better than you are. You should tell people that. I mean, I know that's not good for your career trajectory, but it makes me way less angry.
I guess the New York Giants, Tennessee Titans, they're drafting quarterbacks at the top of this draft, so they wouldn't be the ones.
I keep telling you this. Yep. Don't be so lockset that they're taking a quarterback.
Tennessee.
Do not be so bound into because what I keep hearing out of Tennessee is they've gotten comfortable with the idea of Cam Ward. Nobody at any point has ever said they have fallen in love with Cam Ward.
Right.
That's what's bothering me because I know beyond a shadow of a damn doubt they were in love with Abdul Carter because they said it and it went in this ear hole right here. I heard it. You might have changed your mind, but you still said it.
Right.
You've never said you're in love with Cam Ward. And I get it. You need a quarterback. Bad. Real bad.
Bad.
Because right now it's Will Levis and Huey Lewis are the two quarterbacks for the Tennessee Titans. But you're still not taking a quarterback at one that you're not in love with. I don't believe it.
Yep.
I have Cam Ward going to the Titans, but I'm not dogmatic about it.
Right. Use the second-round pick. Get back into the back end of the first round if you want to get that extra fifth year on a quarterback or something. So
that's my
opens up.
If I could have one question answered, like if I could sit in a room with a GM and you have to tell me the truth.
Okay.
Looking at Mike Borgonzi, how do you feel about Jackson Dart on a scale of 1 to 10? That would tell me everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
Everything. Because getting from 33 to 19 is not that expensive. It's expensive, but it's not cost prohibitive. And if you're telling me I could walk out of this with Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart, I like that better than Cam Ward and whatever you're going to get at 33.
Agreed.
And it's not close. This reminds me so much of 2020 or 2021 that I can't wrap my brain around it.
The Sam Howell year?
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Okay.
That every team I talked to told me, I don't love these quarterbacks. Okay, well, I'm not going to say I've talked to all 32 of you, but I'm looking at the ones that need quarterbacks, and I've talked to all of you. So unless there's a mystery square here that I'm not expecting, I don't know how you're not just – anybody that takes these quarterbacks is going to be holding their nose as they do it.
Right.
Cam Ward's good. I can't get over the fact if he had been in last year's class, he was 5. Because he would have been clearly behind Caleb Jaden Drake. I would have had him behind Penix, even with the age, because he's not that much younger than Penix.
Right.
As a draft prospect, he's obviously you're a year later. But I would have only had him ahead of McCarthy and Bo Nix. And now you're telling me a team's going to take that over Abdul Carter? That math, that don't smell right.
Unless you're a Tennessee Titans fan, and then you completely understand how they would do that.
That is one thing that makes mock drafting hard is that you have to think as 32 NFL GMs, and they don't think the same way.
No.
And about 8 of them are stupid.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We're live on location for the round of 64 here at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville, 135 Cox Avenue. Come on by and see us. We'll be here until 3 o'clock. We'll be right back.
As a quality food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her...
The brick cut off for probably 15 seconds at one point and then came back on.
Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join the Candy Crush All-Stars tournament now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
Make it to the live final for your chance to win a share of $1 million.
Yeah, just once.
Selected level 5 plus 18 plus in-game event.
Jeremy still sounds like he's in Oscar the Grouch's house, but, whatever at this point.
Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of West.
Tank's going to get a DUI on the scooter.
Here to tell you that there is a way out.
Rolling down the sidewalk.
I will send you a
Wonder if the Asheville PD can pull you over on that thing.
explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-420-2255. That's 800-420-2255.
In the Sportsocracy, we like to make jokes, and we make jokes about doing ball things. Well, nobody does balls quite like Bear Smokehouse Barbecue. Bear balls, mac and cheese, pulled pork, and cornbread, fried with a cheese sauce.
Yeah, but wouldn't you still get pulled over for drunkenly riding a bicycle? Isn't that the same thing?
Spot to catch the next game.
Public endangerment and what so forth?
Sportsocracy. Grab you some balls today and join us for the grand reopening March 29th.
This is J.W. Henderson.
I don't know about that, but I did hear about one guy that that was drunk on a horse and drunk, and then taunting the police that they couldn't pull him over because he wasn't on a motor vehicle. Did you hear about that?
Bridge out of debris.
Yeah. That was in South Carolina somewhere.
Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
It's the moment you dream of.
Okay. Heard.
Train for. Run wind sprints when nobody's watching.
Okay, you're putting the
Culminate.
Nice. Okay, I won't touch it. I thought the freaking racing and
all add up to this. Your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
The quest to regain the division crown starts now. So be here for every huge moment of the Braves 2025 season.
First pitch, ground ball right side. Diving stop. Whoa, what a play by Albies.
The mountain's home for the Braves. ESPN Asheville.
Fly ball to deep right by Marcel. That's way back in. Go.
How many balls have you put in your mouth?
Join us for Atlanta Braves baseball all season on
Should I come over later and put some balls in my mouth? I've never had them.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
You ready? 3, 2.
Everywhere on the YouTubes, just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. We're live on the scene at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy, as Jeremy wipes his mouth on the mic. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Deal with it. How about that? I've just found a new favorite. I don't know what they put in those baked beans, but I think it's the tears of unicorns, or possibly what a rainbow is made of. Because that is, it's got a little spice to it.
Okay. Yep. A little sweetness.
Ooh. It's just as good as it gets.
I've yet to have one thing in this place that is not phenomenal. Every meat that they have is cooked to perfection. It's tender. There's no chewing necessary really on some of it. Like that brisket, you just put it in your mouth and it's just like, now it's been ingested. Yeah, exactly. Good. Oh, here it goes, sliding right down. That's
yeah. The beauty of this for me is that I live so close that I could Uber here for. I think I could just hand the Uber driver the change in my pocket and go, is that enough monies to get me to the happy place?
It is. They are close enough to you wherever you live in the city of Asheville. Not only got the downtown location here on Cox Avenue, but the South Asheville location inside Sweeten Creek Brewing on Sweeten Creek Road.
I'm glad they did that one for you.
They did.
Because South Asheville should have a sign that just says, abandon all hope, all ye that enter here. Where are all those people going?
They're going to their new apartments that are right on the edge of
apartments in South Asheville.
They're going to their apartment complex that's built right on the edge of the 2-lane road.
All right, I'm not a realtor. I am not Clarissa Heitzak, but I guarantee you she would approve this message. Stop moving to South Asheville. They're full. It is at capacity, okay? One more person moves into that place, and it will explode on itself. Like a black hole, it'll just cave into itself.
As a South Asheville / Arden resident, I approve this message.
Oh, and now here's the second layer of that. That doesn't mean move to Woodfin, because we don't want you either. Like, we have just the right number of people. We can go to a restaurant, eat quickly, have a couple drinks, Uber our ways home, walk home in some instances, like mine.
Yep.
I can walk to 3 bars from my house. One of them not super comfortably. I may have to stop and take a nap in the middle, but I can do it.
Which bar is this?
Barrel House.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that hill. Good Lord. You talk about challenging your fitness.
Yeah. That is a pretty steep hill.
Yeah, that's that one's even aggressive for the Parks Ford Mobile Studio. Like, I get up there and I hear the bags flex. I'm like, oh.
That road does kind of remind me of some of those roads we wound up on in West Virginia when we went up to Indianapolis.
Oh, I'm not. So I didn't go through West Virginia this year.
Oh, did you not?
No, I circumvented it.
Oh, that's right, because you had to go around the flood damage.
Yeah. So I went through. I went a much straighter path, and I also went at a weird time. Because I drove through the day when I went up, and I left. I didn't sleep. I literally sat at the door like, I need David Smith to wake up so I can drop him at the airport and I can get to getting, because I've had all this Hoosier state that I want. Love it there. But day 8 was not happening. But, yeah, I got to skip all that, and it's a much clearer path.
Good.
I
love the scenic drive.
I didn't get to see Adult Bookstore Row, though, which I was very sad about. You remember where Snickerdoodle got wasted?
Oh, poor Snickerdoodle.
Yeah.
That was the groundhog that I'm not moving. You know what? He can move if he wants to, but I'm not moving.
Yeah. Tank Peta's on line 1. They'd like to talk to you about Snickerdoodle.
Oh, no. I mean, it wasn't quite that bad. Again, I did move the front wheels so they didn't hit him. The back wheels, however, Snickerdoodle didn't like that. Not one little bit. It's going to be looks like it's a 3-point game going into halftime between Alabama and Robert Morris.
Oh, Bobby Morris is trying to make it a game.
They are.
Oh, you talk about brackets being obliterated?
Oh,
that would obliterate.
Yeah.
Many a bracket.
That takes out quite a few brackets Final Four. That takes out quite a few brackets Elite 8, and I'm probably willing to say it takes out everybody's Sweet 16. If you did this bracket and you ended up with Alabama not making the Sweet 16, I don't feel like you did that properly.
Oh, we have breaking news.
Ooh. What you got?
This is from
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. You got the... Yeah!
Who's gonna break the news?
Uh-huh.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
I don't even have to stop dancing to pull the pot down. I can just keep doing it.
I'm really sad that other people in this room are not looking at this just dry heave put to music. It's from Adam Schefter. Aaron Rodgers is visiting a training facility today. Meeting with the coaching staff. No deal at this time is close, per source.
Mm-hmm.
What team would that be? The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be a curveball.
No.
I was hoping that was going to be something exciting.
There's no curveball there because there's nothing else that makes sense. Yeah, I'm still stuck on what Eddie Fox said to me this morning because he looked at me and said, "You never cease to amaze me," because I had McNeese for an aggressive amount yesterday. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, it's really not as impressive as you think because 80% of this is just common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is going to sign with the New York Giants. You see how that sounds really stupid when you say it out loud?
Yep.
Hey, he's got Malik Neighbors and that kid that goes gabagoo. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Is that what he says?
It's in my head. That's how he talks. Sounds like Tony Soprano.
Talking about Tommy DeVito.
Teach us the betters.
In my head, that's how he talks.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Rodgers letting his career die on a field in New York in the most meaningless game in NFL history, that also doesn't make sense for a guy that's incredibly egotistical and cares a lot about legacy.
Yes.
Oh, Minnesota didn't want him, so he could just take his ball and go home. Well, he could, but he's not gonna.
No. Not as long as there's an opportunity somewhere with an organization that you possibly could be able to win with. And Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers, while those, again, I hear it, and to me it feels not Pittsburgh Steelery. Because I just feel like that's something like we wouldn't want to put up with that Aaron Rodgers thing if you're Mike Tomlin. But there again, Ben wasn't perfect. And the more I thought about it, like Ben wasn't perfect. He had his moments. He definitely had his moments.
Oh, he had a few moments that were less than ideal.
Right.
Look, this is for me. This is bound to happen. It's not a question of if; it's a question of when.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the win may be getting closer and closer and closer.
So then that leaves Russell. And is Russell at the point where, or is the market at the point where Russell is this quarterback that we talk about? He's just going to be out there waiting for the first injury. He's waiting to see who doesn't make it out of training camp.
That's what makes the most sense. That's what Atlanta's trying to do with Kirk Cousins. The only problem is the chances of one of these guys getting hurt in the offseason was next to nothing.
Right.
So you had to pay the guarantee. You had to pay the roster bonus, which doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
You give money to a guy that you have no interest in being on your roster. Because a backup quarterback, I got news for you. You can find one.
Just to trade him and get nothing for him. That's the problem.
On the highest of high sides, it's fifth-round pick.
Exactly.
I don't care. Trade down. Cut him loose.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad cap management. It's bad team management.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's why I asked the question of what were they thinking? This has gone worse than I ever could have imagined, than anybody could have ever imagined.
The best way I can explain Atlanta is they're the kid that went up on stage to do the talent contest, and their pants fell down 14 seconds into their rendition of Memories, and they tried to do a little dance to make it funny, and all you're really doing is making things move that you don't want to move, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
I don't think you're going to get a better analogy than that.
I always love when I can see Tank's face as I'm making an analogy as he's going, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God,
Where's
oh,
it
God.
going? Where's it going? You never know. We are on the road today at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville, 135 Cox Avenue. We'll be here until 3 o'clock. This is
we'll be here until later than that.
Well, I mean, we'll be on the air until 3 o'clock.
We'll be libating by 2:58.
So please come on down and join us, hang out, catch the games on the tube, and put the meat in your mouth. We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your temporal scanner.
Clear.
Cat.
I want to put those spicy cheese curds with the brisket on top in my mouth. I just looked at the poutine.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
They're partly cloudy.
Oh, my God.
To get you some of that
Be out and about this weekend. Try and
I want that so bad.
clear through Saturday night as the low drops to 34. To end the weekend on Sunday, it will be sunny with a high near 71. Rain will move in on Monday with a high reaching the low to mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored.
Do you guys have a sponsorship tab open?
Handle it all with precision and care. Proudly
So I can sample this aforementioned delicious poutine?
appsiteinc.com.
Our iHeartRadio
Oh, you bastard.
artists you've loved listening to all year on iHeartRadio. Brought to you by Jeep.
It's now streaming on Hulu for a limited time.
Bad Bunny.
Billy
New
Eilish,
Glorilla.
Kenny Chesney,
Money Long.
Nelly,
Your host, Cool J.
plus Lady Gaga,
Mariah Carey.
Gracie Abrams.
And iHeartRadio's Tour of the Century Award, honoring Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
At Tractor Supply, we know that a winning season out here takes practice, teamwork, and a can-do attitude. Thankfully, when it comes to teamwork, it's great to have a neighbor like Tractor Supply. No matter the season,
What kind of beers do they have?
like you, they know that nothing beats the feeling of seeing all your hard work pay off. Whether you're caring for pets, chickens, or a few acres, we have everything you need to get the most out of life.
Menu. No,
Oh,
sure
God.
they can find you something.
Oh, God. Now I have to go. Sweet Jesus. As long as they got craft IPAs, I'm sold.
An air duct cleaning spring sale. Mention
There's about
ESPN
5 of them
Asheville
on
and
tap
get
in
3
front.
rooms for
Oh, sweet Jesus.
plus a free hallway. Book online at Zero Res Asheville.
Now I just have to put the meat in my mouth.
The moment you work for.
And those sweet, sweet, succulent balls.
Who's watching for? The moment when hours of gym time, court, prep time, all
They don't call me Krispy Kreme for nothing.
this time. The moment. Billions of Ingles. We're with you every step of the way.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in
If I have to keep hearing your lips smacking because you got meat in your mouth, I think you should at least buy me some balls so I can then put them in my mouth.
6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville is back. Join us on the 29th at Bears on the South Slope for a lighthearted rage-releasing benefit party appropriately named To Hell with Helene. We'll exercise some demons together. A little axe throwing, a pie eating contest, bull rides. There'll be live music and, of course, great
I'm about to go get some barbecue out of the fridge,
initiative. Satan.
but I still want the balls in my mouth.
Bears Smokehouse grand reopening downtown March 29th.
From last night, yeah.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
3, 2.
ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is live on location today at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville. As you can hear behind us, the crowd is picking up on this Friday afternoon. It's a perfect day. Today is the perfect day to just tell your boss you're sick. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. You can tell them other things if you'd like, but I don't like the chances of you having a job on Monday when you come back if you get mean about it. But it's a perfect day to knock off and come down here and enjoy the basketball.
So there was a lot of talk in the YouTube chat during the last commercial break because I forgot to take down the stream. So all the people on YouTube got to watch us just inhaling the delectable food here. And there was a slew of comments that it looks like you got a smaller salad.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't very small. It was a pretty big salad.
I got the man plate.
You did.
I did.
You got the meat and the beans and the macaroni and cheese. I did all those rib sticking things yesterday twice. Once when we were here, and I bought a family pack to go home and feed the family with it. And I decided I needed to at least start with something a little healthy today because my doctor is a fan of the show. So
Indeed.
I got to keep him happy. If he sees me eating too many balls on screen, then he'll have questions, and I don't want to have to answer those. They do balls better than anybody here at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue, as they have the bear balls, which is, of course, the cornbread, the mac and cheese, the pulled pork, mashed into a ball, battered, deep fried, and poured cheese sauce over top with crumbled up bacon. It's glorious. The Moink Ball, which is the bacon wrapped, I'm going to call it sweet, spicy. Oh, God, here comes Bob again. Dad's here. The sweet, spicy meatball, bacon wrapped meatball. Nobody does balls like Bears Smokehouse Barbecue.
For sure.
And we got all the ball on the televisions today as March Madness continues. Baylor up on the Mississippi State Bulldogs right now, early in the second half, 45-39, and it is a 4-point game at the half. The Crimson tied, and Robert Morris maybe upset alert here as the 15 seed, only 4 points behind at the break. Iowa State and Lipscomb have just gotten underway in the last several minutes here as well for our third game of today's action. And don't forget, you can have your fill of the Tar Heels on ESPN Asheville today. Right after we are done here, 3 o'clock, the pregame show will begin as the Tar Heels try to stay alive in the NCAA tournament. 11th seeded Heels against the 6th seeded Ole Miss Rebels. Coming up at 4:05, pregame show on ESPN Asheville starts at 3 o'clock. Just a reminder for everybody who may be listening on the stream, you will not hear the Tar Heels on the stream due to NCAA regulations. All tournament games
the
have
NCAA.
to be streamed only by Westwood One.
The NCAA and their rules.
Yes.
Their rules and the regulations.
Yes, indeed. Hey, you pay a big enough price on that contract, we'll give you whatever you want, is the name of the game sometimes in this business. We were discussing the quarterback situation in the NFL.
Captain Ayahuasca to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, he's making a visit today, doing all the back-of-house visits. Hopefully Cam Hayward, he's still on board with Rodgers being the quarterback. He was just done with the recruiting
I'm
aspect.
not going to recruit. Do you either want to be a Steeler or you don't, bro? Calm that down, 9-8. Like, I mean, good God, it's not like you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Like,
that's our legacy. You either want to be a part of our
you
culture
either want to
or
be
you
a part of the 13th most successful franchise over the last 10 years, or you don't. You know what I heard when he said that? These colors don't run.
Yes.
America. That's exactly what I heard.
That is exactly what he meant as well. Aside from the quarterback race, I mean, is there anything outstanding that you're looking at going, it's going to move the needle for anybody? I mean, is Stephon Diggs really going to come in and make somebody a contender?
No. There's at this point, look, free agency is it's not hard to understand.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that the draft is the lifeblood of an NFL team. Free agency is like jewelry and pants. If the only substance to you is your accompaniment, you're in trouble. And there's a lot of teams that I look at and go, you're in trouble. You're looking at the list of available free agents, aren't you?
I'm just looking through thinking.
You got the 12 and went,
Is there anybody left? Is there anybody left that can move a needle? And I think the answer is not necessarily.
No, you can solidify a problem. You can fix a problem. But it's going to be a grin and bear. It's just like Houston with Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson's not a great football player.
No.
He's an average NFL tackle that you paid high-end money to.
But he was also the best you could do.
The free agency is a lot like fair pricing or festival pricing. You know, you go to a concert, you're like, oh, it's $14 for a beer. That beer's not worth $14, but it is here because I don't have a choice. Jonathan Welch said the rumor is Stephon Diggs to Seattle. Do they need another slot receiver? How many slot receivers does Seattle think they can play at one time? You realize somebody has to play on the outside, right?
Diggs can play on the outside.
He can, but he's way better out of the slot.
Yeah, but we got a guy that does that. We got 7
they
guys
have 4 of
that
them that do that. That's the slottiest team in NFL history. I mean, are you just planning on playing 11 personnel at all times? Or 12 personnel at all times?
We're going to put Diggs on one side, Jake Bobo on the other, and we got JSN coming out of the slot.
And Cooper Kupp.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in the we're going to have 2 slots.
We're actually we're going to run that NCAA formation where there's 4 receivers on one side.
The oop-de-oop.
And a lone tight end on the other side. Works great for a screenplay.
Valdosta State averaged 40 points a game with this offense.
Back in high school, we did this, and nobody knew how to stop it.
I think that was the Presbyterian scheme as well.
Andreas Pinckney said I ruined his weekend with the Jahad Campbell at 9 thing. I didn't mean to. I am merely a conduit of the information to your ear holes. That's it. I didn't say I liked it. I didn't say I wanted it to happen. Because I don't. This year, I think, we always do the Amon-Ra St. Brown team.
Yes.
Who's a player in the NFL that I just can't stand? Like, I just talk immortal smack about.
Baker Mayfield.
That's the right answer, and that one had not crossed my mind. I want to do a Baker Mayfield team this year.
Okay.
Of guys that I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see what you're seeing. I'll give you one guess who the quarterback is. His name starts with an S and rhymes with Shedeur Sanders.
Wait a minute. I thought you were in the Shedeur camp.
I have a 3rd-round grade on Shedeur Sanders. How in the world did you get to the I'm in his camp? No, I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I didn't say I liked it.
Okay.
Now, he's going to the Giants. I don't like him. I'm trying to figure out how you got to that path. I've done nothing but talk smack about him for 8 months.
Well, I mean, I've asked you several times, like, do you think he's going to be a decent NFL quarterback?
I've never said yes. Not one time.
I beg to differ.
I got receipts. I do about 50 shows a week. I've never said that.
Really?
Chat, feel free to intervene here.
Yeah, please do.
If you've
Please.
ever heard me say that, I'd kill for you to pull the receipt on it.
Okay. All right.
Because what I usually say is he can't stop turning his back to the line. And if you pressure him, he turns into a great big turd instantaneously. I hate Shedeur. I've hated him since the first time I ever laid eyes on him. He's got a good arm. Now, that might be what you're getting conflicted on.
Maybe that's it.
Is that I said he's got a $1 million arm and a 10-cent brain. I'm out. By the way, that's the same thing I said about Baker Mayfield. I saw your dad in my sight line, and I just had to say that. I had to do it. I couldn't help it.
Are you? Oh, you mean future NFL MVP Baker Mayfield, right?
Is he to the Hall of Fame yet?
We're not there yet.
That I was a little too low. I also think that has something to do with you do a good job at draft. Your team is one of those that I don't ever give their flowers for drafting well.
Yeah.
Because you do, but your misses are like the fat kid we all played in Little League with, where he swings 4 seconds before the ball gets there.
Look, we don't do a terrible job of drafting after the first round. It's the first round that we kind of struggle.
But you do half the time. Because I liked Cansey, I liked Barton, but then you hit all these guys later that nobody liked. Like Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
I didn't know a soul that thought he would be anywhere close to that. There were guys that liked him, but nothing like what we saw this year. He's one of the best running backs in the league.
He's a game changer.
Chris
He's
Godwin.
an absolute game changer.
God, I remember the year that Godwin came out. I remember having argument after argument after argument with people about because I liked him. But all anybody can ever tell me is, well, he's not straight line fast. How's he going to separate? Because he's a slot receiver. He's a slot receiver that's a really good route runner. Mike Evans, still to this day, the most can't-miss prospect I've ever seen. If you tell me how that guy goes to the NFL and doesn't succeed, and I didn't think he'd be as good as he is. But you just look up and down it. Tampa Bay's not one of those teams I ever give the love to.
Vita.
But they do deserve
Did you mention
it.
Vita?
I don't credit you for drafting Vita. I credit them for developing Vita.
Okay.
Because Vita's a way better player right now than he was when he came into this league. He was a two-down player forever.
Sure.
They developed him, and they got him on a food regimen, a diet regimen that's allowed him to become one of the best interior linemen in the league. I don't think anybody else would have done that. I don't know that was a draft hit so much as it was a scheme hit.
Yeah. Antoine Winfield Jr., that's another one of those home run
It's
selections.
another one that how are you not seeing this? You took him in the second round, right?
No, we got him at I think that was when we picked 28th or something. I think we got him at the back end of the first round.
I'm almost positive he was a second rounder, but I could be wrong.
I can tell you right now.
Because I think you had to re-up him a year early because you didn't have the option on him. I could be wrong. I'm very locked into 25. So other years, it's up there. It just takes a lot more shaking of the can to get it to pop out.
I'm really excited. I'll be honest with you. As a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, I'm really excited about where this team could go. I mean, if Baker keeps playing the way he has played, and you still have Chris and you still have Mike, Bucky came in and changed the game for the offense. Now you're a threat everywhere. You had a couple more young players, and that offensive line gets to jail a little bit more. I mean, you're probably going to have to replace Cody Moore.
Winfield was 45 overall.
He was 45 overall? Okay.
I thought he was a guy that we had talked about in the first round, and he fell, and y'all snatched him up.
Maybe, yeah. That was we drafted Tristan in the first round.
That's
of that
what
one. That was a pretty good back-to-back pick.
That went well.
You got a couple of old-timers there, old-timer bucks anyway. Yeah, I'm excited about where my team's headed.
I'm not excited about where my team's headed.
Yeah, you should.
You know where my team's headed? Same place they've been headed for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Home in January.
To the back. What is it, the back of page 6? Is that what they say in the New York media?
I will say we don't have a lot of page 6 guys now. I don't think we have to worry about that. And now, do I think they're trending too far in the other direction of they're trying to find the most vanilla guys humanly possible? Yes, I do.
Well, maybe that's what'll work. Maybe if you take out some of the personality, you take out some of the iffy guys.
The Jets have one of the most interesting strategies in free agency that I've ever seen. They're signing a series of guys that you go, well, last year they couldn't figure out which direction the ball was supposed to go. But 2 years ago, they were average, and we paid them like they were good. Thinking outside the box.
I feel like you're doing that wrong.
Yes, I have not loved much of the Jets' free agency moves.
Yeah.
When Justin Fields is in the top 2, that's a bad sign.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Hey, maybe they'll turn it around for you for the draft, though.
I doubt it. I'm almost to the point of I'll bet you the Jets take Armin Membo just because I can't figure out why he's 7. I cannot figure out how all of a sudden a guy that has not played a game passed 3 tackles to become the number 1 tackle in this class.
Jackson Dart. It's the same thing.
No, Jackson Dart's just now the media's figuring out what the rest of us have been saying forever. Armin Membo was not that way.
Okay.
We were talking about him having to play guard in January. And I know that because I was involved in a slew of those conversations.
Mm-hmm. And now he's
if he winds up with Seattle in the back end of the teens or one of those teams that really needs a guard, I think he can be solid when you move him in there. Now, all of a sudden, I just had a team tell me they think he can play left tackle, which I immediately went, that's cute. Don't do that. It's a bad idea.
I have seen that take a few times over the
it's
last
Talisi Fuaga.
2 weeks.
It's Talisi Fuaga. That's exactly why this is happening. Because that worked. He moved over to the left side last year for New Orleans because, well, everything else they had on the left side is terrible. And now you think, well, man, if he can play right tackle, why can he not play left? Because he's not a left tackle. The same reason that I might be built like a NBA power forward, but I can't play it because I'm not an NBA power forward.
Exactly. And if they build power forwards like that, I think you're going to be a slow team.
Charles Barkley is 1 1/4 inches taller than I am.
How did I know you were going to go to the round mound of rebound? It was body
I'm
fat
the round mound of
percentages
sports
were a little
talk. That's
different,
why.
though. I would wager that the body mass index would be a little bit different.
On Charles?
Yeah.
His was
back
pretty
in the
high.
day. Back in the day.
I mean, you're talking Philadelphia. I'm talking Phoenix.
Oh no, I'm talking Phil. Yeah, I'm talking
like the
Auburn
Houston days.
coming out of Auburn going to Philadelphia. I mean, he was pretty.
I'm
svelte.
talking about the days where you didn't know whether he was going to be harder on Karl Malone or on the dinner buffet later that night. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. After he had made so much money gambling.
For sure.
Right. All of those Vegas buffets really doing their damage later
Try
in
the
old
shrimp
Charles's
cocktail.
career.
It's divine.
Terrible. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We're live on location at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown Asheville, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy. We'll be back after the top of the hour.
Oh, could this vintage store be ruder? Right?
Thank you.
And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hard work and dreams lead to success, but easily filing your taxes with TurboTax and Credit Karma doesn't hurt either. Make filing taxes a walk in the park, because we'll pre-fill your info for you so you can file quickly and confidently. Winner! Get the peace of mind that comes with expert help. Let's go! Being powered by TurboTax means you're backed by the leading tax preparer, and we'll show you all your filing options up front so there are no surprises. File your taxes on Intuit Credit Karma today. Expert help not available with all products. Guarantee details available at turbotax.com/guarantees.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Join Haywood Regional Medical Center on March 19th for a special Lunch and Learn event where our experts will break down the powerful connection between nutrition and colorectal health. Enjoy a free lunch while you're learning how smart food choices can help protect your health. Seating is limited, so reserve your spot now by calling 770-776-7291. That's 770-776-7291. Or go to myhaywoodregional.com/news to find out more.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Man, too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville is back. Join us on the 29th at Bear's on the South Slope for a lighthearted rage-releasing benefit party appropriately named To Hell with Helene. We'll exercise some demons together. A little axe throwing, a pie eating contest, mechanical bull rides. There'll be live music and, of course, great barbecue. Proceeds from the party will support Linked for Life, a mental health initiative. Say To Hell with Helene with us at Bear's Smokehouse grand reopening downtown March 29th.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville, introducing you to this month's Parks Community Heroes, Corey and Kristen Short and the entire team at Silverados, who converted their music venue in Black Mountain into a donation and distribution zone in the wake of Hurricane Helene. Corey and his team founded Valley Strong Disaster Relief, dedicated to providing essential support to our neighbors in need. Nominate your Parks Community Hero at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
The high today will approach 58 with a sunny sky and some gusty winds out of the north and northwest at times. Those winds will diminish tonight under a partly cloudy sky as the low drops down to 34. It'll be out and about this weekend, dry and warmer. Sunny tomorrow, the high of 67. Clear through Saturday night as the low drops to 34. To end the weekend on Sunday, it will be sunny with a high near 71. Rain will move in on Monday with a high reaching the low to mid 60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stop.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
I found a fountain of youth down there at QC Kinetics.
That's Henry Hinton, feeling like his young, active self again after treatments at QC Kinetics.
the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
I still have trouble walking down steps as I get older. I've had one treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference in my knee.
And that treatment at QC Kinetics used Henry's own natural healing properties, concentrated and placed right at the source of the pain. So Henry and patients just like him will enjoy long-term relief without surgery or downtime.
My knee is not hurting. I remember I was walking down some steps yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is not hurting when I walk down steps. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics.
It's time to wind back the clock to days without constant joint pain. Start with a call to QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
ESPN Asheville, your #1 preset in the car, and now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler. Free never sounded so good.
All right, here we go.
From the Ingalls studio,
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
the Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell!
Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things!
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
3, 2, let them rip.
And that way you can join us in the chat. We're live on location at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville on the South Slope, 135 Cox Avenue. Have you swallowed yet?
Oh, what are you laughing about? You brought me to a barbecue place. I'm eating barbecue.
Yeah, the problem is, though, we
take a barbecue place. You brought me to the best barbecue place.
I did. The problem that I have is that, we take like a 6-minute break, and then you screw around for 5 minutes, and then the last 30 seconds of the break, that's when you want to shove stuff in your mouth, and that makes me laugh.
Well, we have people here that I have to would like to converse with.
He's got a cavort.
Nope, that's not the right word.
He's doing some cavorting around here. Somebody needs to put a stop to it.
No, sir.
Bears Smokehouse Barbecue. It is the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy. They do have the best balls in town. The bear balls, the moink balls, the full menu is back here at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue. And next weekend, so I guess we were talking during the break, so apparently WrestleMania is next weekend, not this weekend. Okay. All right, just sorting that out. That is the WrestleMania is the Daytona 500 of the wrestling world. Like, I will watch that.
It's the only thing I'll watch, and then I'll see you again for Daytona next year.
We'll see what storylines are like next year at March. And then we won't pay attention to it again.
Heel turn's not doing it for you?
Stop.
Oh, that was I saw the video so many times that I had to watch it. Of his little promo, his first heel promo.
Oh, God.
And I went, I believe that less than I think I've ever believed anything. And I've watched movies with Steve Buscemi as a tough guy. Like, stop.
He plays a good psycho, though.
He plays a good lunatic, but with a long-range rifle, okay. If you're telling me he's throwing fists at anybody?
No. He'll definitely stab you in the aorta, though. Because he knows exactly where to aim. Because he's smart. He's savvy.
At this point, I believe more in a Kardashian marriage than I believe in anything John Cena has done in the last 2 years.
See, I've never been a Cena fan. So, to me, it's like, okay, I guess. At some point, you had to do it. At some point, every wrestler takes that turn.
Did you, though?
Sure.
See, for me, this is kind of like Joe Montana going to the Chiefs. Did we need to do that, or should we have just called it good?
Well, in the end, you're going to find out, obviously, that wait, he's not Hulk Hogan.
This is bad. Yeah, it's bad. I won't do it.
Not good.
I won't do it.
And the fact that everybody, all of the wrestling heads on social media started doing their, where does this rank in the greatest heel turns of all time? Like, it's Hulk Hogan and then John Cena, right? Like, I don't think so.
That's going to be a no from me.
I don't believe so. Actually, I I feel like when the Disco Inferno joined NWO, it was more important than
or the
what
was
just
it,
happened.
the Disciple, which was just Brutus Beefcake yoked up.
Was it the Disciple? Was that his name?
Yeah, that was Brutus Beefcake. They just slimmed him down.
Zodiac.
I don't remember that one.
Right when that was the WCW.
I was about to say, if you
Dungeon of Doom.
If you had 4 minutes of WCW talk on this here program,
look, I'm always down for some.
That's a spot on your bingo card.
I'm always down for some old WCW talk. Let's go. Lex Luger's getting into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, and I cannot wait.
I'm very sure that when this show has run its course many years down the line, that you and I will reconvene to do nothing but talk about how wrestling used to be better in the old days of 1997.
Yep. The heyday. Nothing they do today can touch what they did back then. And that's the sad part. That is the sad part. Anyhow, enough with the wrestling
breaking
talk.
news.
Oh, breaking news. You got the button there? Uh-huh.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
All right, what you got?
The New Orleans Saints are signing Brandon Cooks.
Oh.
Receiver need is taken care of. Just no Ted at 9. We're not touching it again. We're set with Brandon Cooks, Rashid Shaheed, and Chris Olave.
You could do a lot worse than that.
You could do a lot better than that, too. 2 of them coming off season-ending injuries, and the third one's Brandon Cooks.
I mean, I guess, yeah, you could do better.
For sure.
But, again,
you could do better in that division with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and whoever else you want to throw in there.
Look, not everybody's going to stack up to the champs, okay? I mean, it's hard. It's hard out here for an NFC team.
Brandon Cooks has survived a career of being completely irrelevant longer than virtually any receiver I've ever seen. He was really good as a rookie and in his second year, and then he fell off a cliff. And nope, we just keep doing it.
I mean, he's been fine.
It's like people that are addicted to chocolate. You just can't stop. No matter how many times your doctor tells you don't eat it. Nope, keep doing it.
I mean,
keep doing it. Can't stop doing it.
Other than those 2 years where he was unbelievable, I mean, he's been
fine.
Fine, yeah. I mean,
he's the definition of fine.
He's been like Tyler Lockett.
He's like
not as good as Tyler Lockett, but kind of that area.
Yeah, those two don't really belong in the same conversation with each other.
What do you mean?
Tyler Lockett was considerably better than Brandon Cooks.
Considerably
better? Brandon Cooks does one thing. He beats fast real good. But the problem is he's been hurt about 43 times, and now he doesn't beat fast so good. If you don't lay a finger on him and you just let him run in a straight line, he can still do that. Other than that, not really.
It's not really worth much to you, other than that. I
wanted the Jets to draft him so bad the year he came out because I was so in love with him. And I fell out of love with him so fast.
Brandon Cooks.
I might as well have married him because my first 2 marriages crashed and burned in a year.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't last you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, good.
Got it right third time, but first 2 weren't great.
Yes. Third time's the charm, right?
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Games going on right now in the NCAA tournament on the tube down here at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue. We got 9th-seeded Baylor up on number 8 seed Mississippi State, 65-57, 5:07 to go in the ball game there. They're in the second half. Alabama still just a 10-point game against Robert Morris. Lipscomb taking the shot at Iowa State, but it's not going well. They're down 16 with 2:44 to go in the first half, and Memphis and Colorado State have just gotten underway a few moments ago. They're 4 minutes into the ball game, and Memphis trailing number 12 seed Colorado State 12-7. I think that's the biggest upset that I predicted in my bracket was Colorado State over Memphis.
That's the biggest upset you had?
Yes. A 12 over a 5? I didn't
there's
go
a 12
any bigger.
over a 5 every year.
I didn't go bigger than that. I did not have McNeese over Clemson, which was a 12 over a 5 yesterday, but I do have this 12 over a 5. And what did I say the other day? It's 3 out of the last 4 years, I think they said, that the 5s and the 12s have split the series in the tournament.
It caught me off guard. I went to take a breath, and my lungs said, I don't believe you will.
Don't believe you will. Maybe we got another 12-5 upset today brewing with the Colorado State Rams.
What we don't have is a Lipscomb upset. Iowa State doesn't have their best player. Doesn't matter. No. I think they could play the water boy right now as the 3. Wouldn't matter because Lipscomb is not good at basketball. Which makes me wonder, the other teams in that conference, what are you doing with your life?
Well, I mean, it's the ASUN. There's not a lot of hard hitting programs in the ASUN. You got to, what is that? Liberty? Isn't Liberty the one that's won the ASUN for the last few years?
No, Liberty's in Conference USA because they're in this tournament too because they're playing Oregon.
No, that's right. That's right. I feel like they were
in the Sun Belt for a while. And then they moved to Conference USA for, I think for everything, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, right now Lipscomb's a paltry 9 of 24 from the floor.
I want to see Jeremy's knowledge here. ASUN teams. Can you name me a couple?
No. Kennesaw State?
I can get you all of them. Almost.
Kennesaw State is not in the ASUN.
Yeah, I think they went to Conference USA too. That was a football thing. Hey, you're talking about exclusively basketball schools. I don't know that I could name you a school in that conference.
Well, Lipscomb was 14-4 in conference play, tied at the top of the conference with North Alabama.
Hot. The fighting purples. I don't know what their mascot is, but I know it's purple.
Dunk City. You remember them?
Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Gulf Coast was 3rd in that conference. The Dolphins of Jacksonville were 4th. Then you got Eastern Kentucky, Queens University. Is that in New York?
I have no idea. Queens College is in New York.
Queens University. North Florida, Austin Peay, the Governors, Stetson, Central Arkansas, West Georgia, and Bellarmine.
Gross. You have a cowboy hat in your division.
Congratulations.
In your conference.
Yeah, so congratulations, Lipscomb. You're the ASUN champions. And does that mean anything?
No.
No,
it doesn't.
It does not.
It means you get to come to the tournament and get smoked by Iowa State. But don't look now, Robert Morris is still hanging around with Alabama.
Is it single digits now?
56-52 with 11-11 to go in the second half.
All right, so we got some.
It looks like we're going to have a barn burner ending here at the end of the day.
Yes.
Or at the end of this show.
At the end of this show, that's right. It is the Sportsocracy live at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville. They do have the games on, and, of course, they have enough food here to feed, practically the whole city. I mean,
they have enough food on this table to feed me.
Of course, you have to pay for
it. It's going to get worked on again.
It's just not enough. 3.5 minutes to 5 minutes is not enough to be able to fully enjoy the Bears Smokehouse Barbecue during a commercial break. Definitely come on by and see us. There is a Queens University in Charlotte.
I knew that, but I don't think it's the same one.
But that's the one in the ASUN, guys.
That's not. Is that the one in the ASUN?
Yep, they were D2. Yeah. They transitioned
Colby
5
confirms.
years ago.
That's the one?
Colby confirms. They were D2. And
I knew they were D2.
They've just made the jump up. So the Queens University from Charlotte is now in the ASUN.
Queens University Kings. I don't know if that's their mascot or not. It should be funny.
It should be. The Queens Kings. I think that would get very, very confusing.
The Royals,
for sure.
Actually.
The Royals is apparently their mascot.
Royals.
Yeah. Which, come on. You could have been. That's like USC Spartanburg coming up with, we're going to be the Spartans.
Yeah.
We're so creative.
Well, at least they're not the Spartan burgers like the.
That would have been way better.
No, it would have been awful.
No, it would have been great.
Have a Mr. McCheese as their mascot.
USC Upstate, home of the Spartan burgers. Yeah,
that's terrible.
No, it was awesome. It's like, and they'd be their chief sponsor would be the Beacon Drive-In, which, if you haven't done that, thank you. I was going to say you lived there for a while. You should have done the Beacon.
I lived in Greenville.
Well,
very different.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Here we
Spartanburg. They call it Sparkle City for a reason, because if it sparkles, you should probably have it strapped to something. Or you should hide it in your keister, because somebody will steal it.
Okay. All right. Interesting. We got a 5-point game right now with Baylor and Mississippi State. Mississippi State still trailing in that one. A 4-point game. Alabama and Robert Morris, 56-52. Those are the contested games at the moment, at least that are coming down to second half action. Colorado State and Memphis. That's a 2-point lead for the Rams.
Indeed.
Your favorite, Jeremy, March Madness memory. We're going to get into that when we come back from the break. Right here on ESPN Asheville, live from Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue on Cox Avenue in downtown.
It takes practice, team
clear,
and a can-do attitude. Work, it's
Yeah, no, sorry, I hit the air signal for that one. But no one can beat my knowledge of mascots and conference realignment. Giggity, giggity.
Beats the feeling of seeing all your pay off. Whether you're caring for pets, chickens, or a few acres, we have everything you need to get the most out of life out here. Season after season, Tractor Supply. For life, out here.
Hope shows when we work together and show up for each other. HCA Healthcare's Mission Health and iHeartMedia Asheville are joining forces to support local businesses impacted by Hurricane Helene. Go to espnavl.iheart.com to nominate a WNC business to win a $2,000 radio campaign. From March through May, iHeart stations will highlight WNC businesses on air, and you can lend your support by shopping local. We are coming back together. We are WNC Strong.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The new iHeart app
is the one app you need.
Love my presets. The preset feature is dynamite. Love it.
And I've been telling all my friends about it. They're on the app.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for. All culminate into this time. Your moment. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser.
Minute 12.
TNGraphicsAVL.com or ShowtimeSportsAVL.com.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the air signal for that. Nobody can disparage my knowledge of mascots and or conference realignment. I know them all.
Shops.
If you're looking,
Giggity, giggity.
all the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp.
Where did Stetson finish?
ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves
Woof.
much? We're giving back
No, you didn't say it at all.
828-774.
No, you didn't.
Or Clarissa Sells.
Democracy, we like to make jokes.
One of Stetson's most famous alums is, drum roll,
Smokehouse.
Do you know the answer?
Mac and cheese, pulled
Jacob deGrom.
bread, fried and topped with a cheese sauce and bacon. See why they like to talk.
See, I know all the stupid things that no one needs to know.
To catch the next game.
Bear Smokehouse, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy. Grab you some balls today and join us for the March 29th.
All right, here we go.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
3, 2.
March Madness memory. Have you had time to consider all the possibilities here?
Tyus Edney would be really high.
Driving the floor for UCLA?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Tyus Edney would be really high. Bryce Drew would be really high.
Okay.
I hate this question solely because my favorite moment is the one that didn't happen. Is Gordon Hayward, if that half quarter Butler
bounced off the rim,
that would have been the greatest moment in the history of sports.
Yes.
And he almost made that too.
Yes, I will agree. There are so many moments in March Madness history that stick out. You know, I'm thinking like Rip Hamilton with UConn. What a shot that was. In the like 96, 94 tournament?
No, it was later than that. Jefferson was drafted in 1999.
Was it?
Or no, you said Rick Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, he was drafted. I had the face right and the name wrong.
Yeah.
Because Jefferson was a little later than that. He was like early, maybe 2004 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
See, my wheelhouse is the ones that I played against. So the guys that got drafted like 06 to 2010,
okay,
I got you on point with all those guys.
Gotcha.
The age before that, I was a little young, and it's hard for me to remember.
Right.
I remember Elton Brand was 2000. That's my line of demarcation.
Yes. Obviously, the Tar Heel moments stick out. Right.
What Tar Heel moment specifically are you talking about? Because I don't think
I was
my
thinking
biggest
about, I was
Tar
thinking
Heel
about
memory
Luke.
is one that you're going to want to.
I was thinking. Oh, Rick Fox beating Oklahoma.
That's a good one.
Okay. Luke hitting the shot
against
Kentucky in the Final Four. That was phenomenal.
That one's one of the best ones on the high side.
Caleb Love hitting the shot against Duke to beat them in the Final Four.
See, mine would be Marcus Page, but it's forgotten because, well,
I was getting there.
Then something good,
I was getting there.
Something gooder happened like 15 seconds later, and everybody forgot about Marcus Page.
Not even 15 seconds later. I will never forget, me and Dad, and we were over at my Uncle Scott's house, and we were watching that game, and I remember just going crazy when Marcus Page hit that shot where he was just kind of coming out. There was a pump fake involved. He had the ball one-handed, came off, he jumped 1 foot behind the three-point line, completely covered, and just chucked one in. It goes in nothing but net. You're like, that's it. That's ball game. We just won a national championship. Oh God, Chris Jenkins.
But then
Roy Williams did that thing where we're not calling the timeout. We're just going to let the boys figure it out. And somehow
I never thought he made the wrong decision there. I railed on Roy for that a lot because we had huge disagreements on timeouts.
Sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't because it didn't work.
I trust my guys.
It didn't work in that situation.
Because I don't want to give them the chance to set up a play.
Precisely. That's always his thought.
What he did not account for is that this is a team that had played together for quite some time. They already had one of those, and they executed it beautifully.
They did. I think it was Ryan Arcidiacono was the one that brought the ball up the floor.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to remember the guys in this because they're the bench players for the New York Knicks now.
Yes. Who got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Charlotte Hornets of all teams.
Didn't mean to.
Wow.
The other Carolina memory that this one's probably not positive was Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham breaking the backboard. Yeah. That was one of those moments. That was in the tournament against Texas Tech. Right.
It was in the second round. They were the 1 seed. Texas Tech was a 9 or an 8.
Yes, I will say that is
because I remember seeing that and going, "This is not going." I was young, and I remember seeing that going, "This is not going well. That's not what you want to see." Where the star player of the other team gets so wide open on a breakaway that he breaks the backboard.
Yes, that is one memory that is hard to forget.
We haven't had one of those in a long time. We fixed the glass where now the glass doesn't break.
Yeah, no, the only ones you get to see are like in high school gyms where they
haven't upgraded the glass.
or where they bring down the whole thing. Right, the whole mechanism releases from the ceiling.
I did see the glass now. If you broke one of those in an NBA arena now, you'd have to weigh 500 pounds. I watched the glass fall out of a backboard.
Fall out?
Yep, at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. They were moving the backboards. I can't remember why I was there, but it literally fell out. It hit the ground and bounced. And I went, oh, that's why that doesn't happen anymore, because that glass is very, very strong.
Right. Right. Hit us up in the YouTube comments if you've got a favorite March Madness memory that you would like to recall as we're going down the memory lane here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
No.
We are down to 15 seconds to go.
Okay, this is the old basketball player and the coach in me.
Yep.
When you bring the ball up the floor, do not trap yourself in the corner. That's what they want you to do.
Yep.
Now possession errors to Mississippi State.
My goodness. It is a 73-72 ball game. Baylor on top of Mississippi State.
You're going to have to foul.
The seconds ticking away on that clock. 9 seconds left in the game.
9.3 left.
We'll let you know how that one ends up. Can't do play-by-play, obviously, because, legal stuff.
We were delaying it.
Sure. I'm just wanted to throw that out there before you went, oh, my God. That's one of those you don't ever run into. You don't ever run into the problem of accidentally doing play-by-play on the radio until March Madness time. Until it's on during the show. And you're like, oh, wait, we're not supposed to be doing play-by-play. We got to wait for a second until we tell you what happens. 73-72, Baylor and Mississippi State. 9 seconds left in the game, and Baylor is at the line. We've got a 5-point game with 5 minutes to go between number 2 seed Alabama and number 15 seed Robert Morris. 70-65. Crimson Tide getting more of a scare than they wanted to out of the 15 seed today. Halftime.
The craziest part of that, what would you guess Alabama's shooting from the floor right now? In a 5-point game with Robert Morris, you would think, we're not shooting well.
No.
They're shooting 56% from the floor, and they're only up by 5.
Yikes. What's
That's
Robert
hard
Morris
to do.
shooting?
43.8.
Really? Wow.
That has to be. I haven't watched as much of that game. That has to be turnovers.
I was going to say tail of the tape is turnovers
even.
9-9. Wow, and points off turnovers aren't different. Wow, okay. All right. Man.
Alabama is getting gruesomely out-rebounded, though. 14-5 in offensive rebounds.
Wow.
That is a great way to lose a college basketball game.
0.8 seconds left on the clock now. Baylor hit both of the free throws, and it's a 3-point game.
And Baylor
got the ball back.
That's over.
Although
unless you boo-boo aggressively.
Although Virginia, remember Virginia had that game, and I think it was about the same thing. They were down 3 with point-something seconds left, and ended up winning that game, hitting that corner 3.
Oh yeah,
I think that was against Louisville.
They're going to put more time back on the clock. They didn't have it hitting the end line.
Yeah,
it hit the end line on the first bounce, so it should be. Oh, they only went 1.1. Okay.
Yeah, that's a full second. But hey, 3 ticks. That's better than what you had.
Oh, by the way, David L had the correct March Madness moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's Chris Webber calling timeout in the national title game.
That was a good one.
If you're a Carolina fan, that's a high water mark.
Yeah, we'll talk more March Madness memories when we come back here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy on the road today at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast.
The 2017 Revenge Tour, you dinguses.
58 with a sunny sky and some gusts.
The 2017 Revenge Tour.
Winds will diminish tonight under a partly cloudy sky as the low drops down to 34. Going to be out and about this weekend. Dry and sunny tomorrow, the high of 60s.
Also, 2018 Loyola Chicago.
Or to end the weekend on Sunday, it will be sunny with a high near 71. Rain.
He's a transfer from Miami.
The low to mid 60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by
Bojangles. It's always bow time.
It's bow time.
What's for lunch?
The Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same bold flavor as their chicken.
The same.
And fries.
The same.
I've got a PB&J.
Not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted with Bo's famous seasoning. The Bojangler's back. Order in the app to hook one while you can.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible. Healthcare facility, clean and safe. And he trusts high cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain to consistently deliver.
You got to let me have a rip, dog. You're missing so many. St. Peter's, 2018, Loyola Chicago, freaking UMBC. Like, there's so many. Holy crap.
Grain.
Makes me want to cry.
Who get it done.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Just visit ingalls-markets.com. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013. In the Sportsocracy, we like to make jokes, and we make jokes about doing ball things. Well, nobody does ball like Bear Smokehouse barbecue. Bear balls. Matt?
You're missing so many, Robert.
Corn.
Sister Jean, freaking St. Peter's, freaking
Talk about their
UMBC.
You like ball things? It's also a great spot to catch the next game. Bear Smokehouse, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy.
I love balls.
And join us for the grand reopening March 29th.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real,
I love putting balls in my mouth.
all the agents at Clarissa Sell
On Cox.
XP Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google.
Yeah, Carter said I was going to hell for that.
Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available.
Just because.
More.
Well, yeah, but also just because I like say all the stupid crap that I normally say to him because he doesn't care because he thinks it's funny. And he's like, you're going to hell.
The Sportsocracy. We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
3, 2.
Radio app, and we are seen live on YouTube and live down at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville. We've had some good food today.
I've had a lot of good food for 2 days.
Yes,
I haven't eaten a non-Bears meal in 2 full days, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
After they did the food at the Guitar Jam last night for our good friends over at 99.9 Kiss Country.
And we'll be back here, next Saturday?
Yes, next Saturday on the 29th.
Look, there are not many people that can tolerate us having us in their building 3 times in 9 days. That's commitment.
That is commitment. It is commitment. And we are glad that we are committed to them. They are committed to us now. As the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy,
Cheryl and I were bouncing some up.
Hey, Megan. No, she's not
she
listening.
Can't hear you.
She's not listening to me. She's not paying attention. I wanted to find out, so not only is Bears Barbecue the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy, but they're also the official barbecue of the Yukon Huskies because they have. That's where it started up in
the UNC
up in
Bulldogs.
and the UNC Asheville Bulldogs.
They like
as
sports
well.
stuff, and we appreciate that.
They do. They love ball things. How late do you guys stay open? Yeah, how late do you open? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. You're not extending hours for the UConn game tonight. They tip off, and see, there she goes. That's why I love her because she said we could just
when the two fat drunks go, hey, can we stay longer? Yes,
yes.
How are you getting home?
Love this.
You have a gigantic truck that has to get somewhere. Yes, that is correct. It does.
Hang on. You cut out there, big dog.
Come back and check out all the ball games all weekend long here at Bears Smokehouse Barbecue, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy. So we have our first final of the day, the Baylor Bears and Mississippi State, and the Bears win 75-72. Bears moving on. Scott Drew gets the first win of the day for the Drew family.
And we might have a second win for the Drew family with Bryce and Grand Canyon later today.
That is right. Alabama 74-66 up on Bob Moe. Old Robert Morris, 3.5 minutes to go there. Iowa State continuing to blow out Lipscomb 44-28. And Memphis has now taken the lead late in the first half against 12th-seeded Colorado State, 31-28. So while we were on the break, Jeremy, Colby was in my ear shouting down like all of the most recent great upsets that we've had in the tournament. So like
we've had the 2-16s.
Right. So the St. Peter's run with the mustache guy.
Dougie Mustache.
Yeah.
Doug, was it Doug
That's
Eckert?
Doug Edert, guys.
Ebert?
He's now an assistant coach.
Something like that.
Jersey, and he's still rocking the mustache.
You had, of course, UMBC as the first 16 seed to knock off a 1 seed.
And then you had Fairleigh Dickinson as the second one.
Yep.
Hey, their coach, just small world, life comes at you fast. Their coach, who went to Iona and replaced Rick Pitino, has already been fired.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He lasted 2 years.
That is the UMBC over Virginia game will always be remembered by me because I had a ticket to that game and went, I'd rather go home. Because why would you stick around for the 116 game? You'd already seen the action from earlier in the day and like, you know what, we'll beat the traffic home. So
You'll beat the traffic home is always a bad call.
So my uncle and I, we left. We were down at the Spectrum Center, watched the Carolina game that day, and decided, you know what? It's not worth it. Why do we want to stick around and watch Virginia just beat the hell out of the 16 seed? And lo and behold, we were halfway home and went, oh, well,
we boo-booed.
We probably should have stayed for this one and missed the opportunity to witness history there. Obviously, the ones that I have been to myself stick out in my mind. Watching C.J. McCollum and Lehigh beat Duke in the NCAA tournament in Greensboro was a phenomenal day. Or Greenville. No, Greensboro. Because in Greenville,
that's too early for Greenville.
Yeah, in Greenville, I got to watch the Duke Blue Devils lose to South Carolina, and that was phenomenal because all the Gamecock fans were in Greenville for that.
Greenville should be a yearly regional host.
Not yearly. I wouldn't say yearly. It's
Greenville
fine. It's fine being in the rotation.
Greenville or Raleigh.
I mean, I think it should be in the rotation. I think we should have because of what college basketball means in the state of North Carolina, I believe that we should have a constant presence.
Well, I mean, for me, that's the two south.
And it should be Charlotte. It should be Greenville.
I don't agree with you on Charlotte.
It should be Greensboro. It should be
I do not
Raleigh.
agree with you on Charlotte.
Why?
I do not like Charlotte as a regional host. It is just, I've been to all three, and it is, to me, the environment is markedly different in Charlotte because that's not a college basketball market. Even in the ACC tournament there, it feels different in Greensboro than it does in Charlotte.
Sure.
I've long said that tournament should not leave Greensboro. And if you saw the attendance this past year, you probably can confirm that I'm right.
Well, you can't blame.
People saw Duke beat the snot out of Louisville.
I was going to say you can't really blame that on the city though.
Oh no, I can. Because you don't support it. That's why I loved Greenville as a location for that because Greenville shut down. I lived there when that happened because that was the HB2 when they moved it out of Charlotte.
Yes,
I was there for that. And for Greenville, that was like the coolest thing ever that they had a regional. That's how they got the SEC women's tournament. And now it's there every year.
Yeah.
I'm also not a, hey, we need to move things guy. So everybody can have some. No. Some people are good at things. Some people are bad at things. Detroit, great at the draft. Nashville, great at the draft. Green Bay, it hadn't even happened yet, and you are not good at this. You know why? Because your hotel rooms are $900 a night.
When there are only 12 of them, though, they have to charge that.
Yeah, and we got to sleep with a block of cheese in the room, and there'll be a gopher outside. No. Stupid. Do not take the draft to Green Bay ever again. They can have their cheese and their Packers. You don't get the draft.
Right. It's going to be a fun time. It'll be a fun time.
It'll be a fun time, says the guy not having to deal with the league with for accommodations.
Sure. I'm not dealing with that.
At this point, this is how that negotiation's going. We would like to attend your draft. How many hotel rooms do you need? 4. We have 4 people, and I don't want to sleep in the same room with any of these gents, if at all possible. That'll be $74,000.
Exactly.
I will give you $800. That'll be $74,000. I'll go 12. $74,000. This is not a negotiation. This is what it costs.
Favorite March Madness memories. Who was it in the YouTube comments here that said Chris Webber called David? David said Chris Webber calling the timeout in the 1993 national championship game against Carolina.
That was that's my first basketball memory.
Okay.
My second one was the year after that when Arkansas and Duke played the national title, and I went camping with my grandfather. And they had like a spot at the lake, and they had all their friends in their little community VFW hall, and I bet all of his friends that Arkansas was going to beat Duke. They brought me home because they were afraid all the old men were going to make fun of me.
Right.
And but you check the record books on that one. I believe little 7-year-old Jeremy won his first wager on the Razorbacks.
My first big memory of the tournament, unfortunately, was Leitner. The Leitner shot against Kentucky.
I was 3, so I don't remember that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a little older than you, but that was like my first tournament moment where I went, I'm going to hate these guys forever, aren't I? And my dad said, "Why, yes, son. Yes, you will.
Let the hate flow
you
through.
will hate these guys for the rest of your life." And then we didn't have to, wait too long from that. Just 2 years after that happened, and the Chris Webber thing happened, and the Tar Heels won a national championship. Obviously, the second one of Dean Smith's career. There were so many great moments in March Madness, and I just hope each and every year that I get something to celebrate, because it's hard to celebrate when it's not your team doing it.
Well, you have a much better March Madness history with your teams than I do.
I do.
I had the Kevin Pittsnoggle run with West Virginia, which was just awesome.
All-timer.
But other than that, my indelible memories of Florida State are being one of the first 3 teams out 5 years in a row. And then when we would have been the overall number 1 seed in the tournament, they canceled it for COVID. That's my history. I had one magical Elite 8 run.
Just think about it this way, though.
Where we lost to Michigan, and I still hate Michigan for it.
Think about it this way, though. COVID really saved you from the ultimate heartbreak.
Oh, no, that team was winning the national title.
Because if they'd have been the number 1 seed and lost in the second round,
that team would have won the national title. Straight up. That's the best team I've ever seen.
Period? Or Florida State? Please say Florida State.
It's no doubt the best Florida State.
Okay.
No. That team was awesome.
I mean, they were great. That was the Devin Vassell team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That team was awesome. They defended you to 94 feet for 40 minutes. They had Kreist Kamaji was on that team, who is the biggest human being I've ever met in my life. He's 7'3", 290 pounds, and I swear to you, I think he could palm that table. When he shook my hand disappeared.
Right.
I wear a double XL glove, and my hand disappeared into his.
Right. I mean, you could go on forever with the greatest names in March Madness history. I mean, Kevin Pittsnoggle is at the top of that list. Ali Farouk Manesh, who was the kid from northern Iowa that stole our hearts for a while. Heck, I'm even thinking of like the Hunter kid from Georgia State a few years ago.
Oh, Ron Hunter's kid?
Yeah.
He played for the Celtics.
I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Sadly enough, I remember his dad's name, but I don't remember his.
Yeah. man, the March Madness just it breeds inside of me, and I guess that's just comes from circumstance. I know there are a lot of people that listen to this podcast and watch us on YouTube, and they couldn't give a rip about college basketball. And I feel for you when it comes to this time of year, because there's nothing quite like the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's on display for a full 4 days during the NCAA tournament each and every year. To me, these are the first 2 days of the tournament for sure. This Thursday and Friday of the tournament are two of my favorite days of every year. And it's regardless of how much college basketball I've watched, because I've watched less college basketball this year than I probably ever have in my career or in my lifetime of sports watching. And it still just enthralls you. And I hate the fact that Cooper Flagg's probably going to be the one that rules the day at the end of this tournament. Hope it doesn't happen for all of us Tar Heel fans. But I got a feeling Duke is going to win a national championship this year.
I couldn't figure out a way that they didn't. Like, as I was setting brackets, we said yesterday the right way is to do 3. Mm-hmm. I did 3. Mm-hmm. And I have Duke winning the national title in 2 of the 3, and the one that they don't is the one with my heart. And with my heart, I cannot say Duke's going to win this thing.
And with your heart, you picked?
St. John's.
Oh, St. John's. St. John's.
That would be the ultimate for me.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Pitino, after all the things that happened, and he comes back to home and wins one for St. John's.
Yep. I'm big in the Auburn camp as well.
I don't trust Bruce Pearl.
See, what do you mean you don't trust Bruce Pearl?
Bruce Pearl will let you down every single time you count on him.
Until he doesn't. And maybe that day will come.
Well, we're 30 years in. Mm-hmm. He's had like 30 opportunities, mm-hmm. and he's batting 1,000 of nope.
Yep. You know what they said that about as well? Roy Williams. They said that about Roy Williams for a long time.
Yeah.
Until finally.
There's a difference between those two.
Until
Roy
finally
Williams
he
is one of the greatest
home.
coaches that ever lived in college basketball. Mm-hmm. Bruce Pearl is not.
Oh, I get it.
He's good. Good. He's a good coach.
Mm-hmm. But if Roy had never won one, would you say the same thing about him? Did you still say the same thing about him before he came to Carolina?
Roy and I went to the same high school. So, I've defended Roy Williams since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
So, Roy was an unbelievably fantastic coach. Mm-hmm. Bruce Pearl's won everywhere he's been. Also, look at how many times he's been bounced out in upsets in the NCAA tournament.
It's been
because it makes Roy Williams look like a Tonka toy.
Yep.
Roy kept running into Mike Krzyzewski and Bob Huggins, and Bruce Pearl ran into Norfolk State, and there's a difference in those two things.
Yeah. Carolina, I believe, has ended one of their tournament runs as well. I think that was in the redemption year. There, I got it in there for you, Colby. He really wanted me to mention the redeem team, because we talked about the team that lost to Villanova, but then the next year when they came back and won the national championship and beat Gonzaga in the championship,
Mark Few.
that was a great moment.
Mark Few, another one of those Bruce Pearl type coaches.
Close but no cigar.
You're a great coach, but man, you let down a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that national title game. That thing was over in 6 minutes. At the under 12 media timeout, I remember I looked at Amy and went, "This is over."
Yep.
Already. I think they were down 23-4 or 23-6 or something like that in 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
It's been a pretty chalky tournament so far. Only a few upsets yesterday. Today, maybe we've got a few in the makings. Jeremy, you've already mentioned Grand Canyon is your upset pick of the day, I guess.
My upset pick for today. I have to try to go McNeese again.
Yeah.
If I was picking the upset today. Liberty over Oregon. Liberty over Oregon, Grand Canyon over Maryland.
Okay.
I'm not as dogmatic about either of those as I was yesterday with McNeese, but I could throw a shekel or two.
Yep.
I mean, if we're going bankroll management, I went 50% on McNeese. So, and that was in the money line, so that paid nicely.
Yep.
I had about 40% on UC San Diego. So, I mean, we made money yesterday. Not as much as I wanted to.
Good. Good for you. My upset pick of the day today is going to be the North Carolina Tar Heels over Ole Miss.
That's not an upset to me.
That's the 11 over the 6. It's an upset on paper, and I think that's about the best you're going to get today because I don't see any big seeds or high numbered seeds making big waves today.
And see, that's the difference between Tank and I. He's looking at the seed going, that's an upset. I'm looking at the betting line going, Carolina's a 2-point favorite.
Yes, they are.
That's not an upset.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Be sure to check out Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville or down in South Asheville on Sweeten Creek Road. We have been coming to you live for the last 2 days at 135 Cox Avenue. We'll be hanging out here watching some games for the foreseeable future for today.
We'll be here for a minute.
So you got time to come on by and say hello to us, and we will see you on Monday. Enjoy the basketball this weekend. Coming up next, it's Tar Heel basketball. Pregame starts as Tar Heels getting ready to take on Ole Miss.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is
Hi, Nia. It's
clear.
Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the
Indeed
burned at the end of your
work here?
Okay. I was just
The question is, should I go put that poutine in my mouth?
Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
Or you could say that I double get.
You think so?
I guess we've
All right.